no, I did. Just said you voice.
Will get tested?
No, that doesn't know. Remember when we talk about you? I'm fed up talk.
We can do it then. We'll have fun. Come with me.
Nah, I need a break. I need honestly do that. What was it last? You want Sasha to start?
Sasha and
Lenny?
Ivor. Then I'll go with Lenny.
Alright. Good afternoon and welcome to the final preliminary round match in this 2021 US Open. It's a very important match. This tournament has been the most competitive in the history, the 13-year history of the tournament, because up until the final game, we still can't determine who will be in the semifinals. That should tell you something. We have today the captains of the Titans and the Clarion County Eagles. They're here to do the toss. Next to me, the chairman of Cricket Council USA. Next to him is Josephus Iglesian III. And we all know what his dad did for the development of cricket in partnership with MAQ. Of course, cricket can't play here without Mayor Hazel Rogers and Sri, the captain, Kumar, and of course Danny Khan, our coordinator. I think Sri has the coin. Oh, Kumar. Heads is the call. Head is the winner. Sri, if you may just join me here.
We'll bowl first.
Last game, have you calculated what you need to do?
Well, I guess we just have to win first and then hope for the, look at the net run rate after that. Our mind is set on winning the game first, and then we'll look at take care of the calculations afterwards.
What's the mood of the team going into this game?
Well, in good spirits. We weren't quite sure what was happening in the morning, but, everyone gathered. They're doing their warm-ups now, so we should be all good to go now.
All the best.
Thank you so much, Bino.
Well, Kumar, you lost the toss. You're going to bat first?
Probably would have bowled first, but that's part of it. Probably just got to look to get a good score up. It's a pretty simple equation. If you win, we go through. So
Yeah, William Perkins back in.
Yeah, he was back in last time. I got a bit confused with the sub rule. So, yeah, he's back in. And yeah, we're just looking for a good game.
All the best.
Thank you.
So the news from pit side is that the Titans, they have won the toss and they have decided to bowl first.
Who won the toss? Who won the toss? So welcome back everyone to MAQTV.com. We have the second game of day number 7 here at the US Open. It's the Clarion County Eagles versus the Titans. And this is going to be an exciting game. Both of these two teams on 2 points currently in group number 2. So both of them are going to be looking for the win. And the Titans won the toss and they have put the Eagles into bat. And it will be Emrit starting with the ball. And it's going to be a wide delivery to start. So not a great start for the Titans, but just ball number 1. So we'll see how it goes. So here comes Emrit up for his first legal ball, but no, it's another wide. So Emrit here just getting his line very wrong. It's going very wide of Johnson Charles. So first 2 of his balls have gone for wides. So he will have to go again.
Hello, Sasha.
Hello, welcome back.
The dynamic pair of Johnson Charles and Sunil Narayan. Let's see if they give the Eagles a flying start as Emrit gets to his run-up.
And it's going to be wide number 3. Well, there you go. That's not the start that the Titans would have wanted.
Yes, I would call it a hat-trick of wides.
Exactly right. Eagles get 3 free runs and have yet to face the ball. A legal delivery, as we call it.
Absolutely, and Emrit will need to get his line and rhythm back in order as he runs up, right arm over the wicket.
And number 4 comes up. Emrit can't quite believe it. He is looking at the umpire in disbelief and shaking his head there. But I believe that is a good decision from the umpire. Wide, so 4 wides to start this innings of the Eagles, and 4 runs from it, and still not a ball bowled that has been legal yet.
Sasha, I've seen a fair bit of cricket, but 4 consecutive wides is definitely an anomaly.
Yeah, especially in the first over. But here he comes again. Emmerich bounding in to Johnson Charles. And there we go. He has finally delivered a ball. And that has swung into the Johnson Charles, who can't play at it. And he'll get a dot for it. But as you say, 4 wides to start the innings, and 4 wides for Emmerich. And as we say, that's not the best start for the Titans, who are looking for the win here today. And Emmerich bounds in again. And that has gone high in the air. That's top edged. And there is someone under it. Will he take it? He does. And after 4 wides to start the over and a dot ball, Emmerich gets the wicket of Johnson Charles. And he goes for a duck.
That was an exciting over. After 4 wides, Emmerich gets his line and rhythm back in order. And Johnson Charles balloons that up in the air with his bat and caught at forward short leg, as you see on the replay here. The wicketkeeper made an attempt, but the call was made by the fielder at square leg, and Johnson Charles departs without disturbing the scorers. And I'm going to hand over the microphone to Ivor Henry, who is back from his lunch break. Welcome, Ivor.
Thank you, Doc, and pleased to meet you, Sasha. First time for the morning. I can say you must have had a good first game. You would have enjoyed that.
Yeah, it was an exciting first game, just the 10 over innings each. And we saw the Florida Scorpions getting the win there, as they were hoping for. But here we are, game number 2, and that's a good catch in the end. Just looking at that again on the replay, it went really high in the air. And it is very sunny here at the Broward County Stadium, and he did well not to lose track of the ball, as it was hanging for a long time in the air.
Must have been my fault. As soon as I stepped into the comm box, I heard the commentary. I looked up and saw the guy taking a good catch.
So here comes Emmerich again, and that's just played onto the offside. And is it going to go for a 4? It is. The fielder sort of stopped a little bit in his tracks, probably could have put in a dive, but it was going pretty quickly. So Sunil Narayan, he manages to get a boundary, and the Eagles move on to 8-4-1.
Yes, you can see it on replay here. He just opened the blade there and just guided it past the lone man up in the circle on the offside, right in the gully position, and I think a weak effort down on the boundary there. He could have actually put it in the dive and saved at least 2 runs for his team. But no, and a good stroke, and it's going to be a pretty long over, having seen 4 wides on the trot.
Emmerich comes in again, and again played onto the offside, and that's just going to be a quick single for Narayan.
Yes, so the Eagles are trying to set a target in 8-4-1 into over number 1. It's a 20-20 over encounter, unlike the first game, which would cut in half. But of course, we're coming to you live from the Broward County Stadium, and this is the 13th edition of the US Open, and it's going to be Sasha's first. Hopefully, it will not be your last.
We'll see how it goes. And Nitish Kumar, the new man in the middle, gets his first ball and just doubles that away again for a single. So Eagles move on to double figures, 10-4-1, and still 1 ball left in this very long first over from Emmerich.
Yeah, it's going to be a 10-ball over if he bowls this next legal delivery. It's gone for 10. But I love Emmerich. I always brag and boast that he's my CPL captain, the St. Kitts Nevis Patriots. He was sick in the last encounter, but we became champions. His deputy, Dwayne Bravo, would have led the way and marshaled the troop onto its first CPL victory. Over number 1, done and dusted, 10 for 1. Narayan is on 5. Kuma is on 1, which is indeed the latest score, 10 for 1, here at the Broward Central Stadium.
So over number 2 here for the Titans, and it looks like Elmore Hutchinson is the man with the ball in hand.
Yes, a US representative. Hutchinson, he's going to be coming from the far end and doesn't hope to emulate Emmet when he would have bowled 4 wides on the trot. But wicket number 1 in the bank, Johnson Charles would have gone for duck.
That's a good first delivery from Hutchinson, but Nitish Kumar manages to get the bat on it and just pushes away into the offside, but no runs off his first delivery.
And the 2-man station outside of the 30-yard circle is a third man and a deep backward square leg. We have a ring of fielders inside the circle. So we have a 5-4 field. We have backward point, extra cover, mid-off. They're up in the circle on the offside. With a bit of tangle there between the bowler and the striker. But nonetheless, they made good their grounds and they're off for a single.
11 for 1. And Narayan back on strike. He's 5 from 3. And Hutchinson just lets that one go after 2 deliveries. Oh, that will be a leg bye, so won't go to his name, but it will go to the Eagles total.
Yes, indeed. So he took one on the legs for the team. He's not hurt, just took it on the fleshy part and decided, well, I'll take a single and the Eagles would be rewarded.
So Hutchinson at the top of his mark, running up to Sunil Narayan now, who leaves that well alone. That's going to be a wide.
Yes, indeed. He was pitched outside off stump, still going further away. Taken nicely there by the wicket keeper. You can see it on radar here. It did not give the batter a fair chance of catching up with that one to make a proper cricketing stroke. So, easy call for the umpire.
Yeah, we've seen a few extras go in these first 2 overs. They look like the extras might be top scoring at the moment, but Hutchinson bounding in again, and that's a better ball, but Narayan gets a hold of it, and that's going to go down to the wide fine leg boundary. It was a bit of an edge, top edge, and Narayan gets a boundary, a 4.
Yeah, a third man. He's a left-hander, so that becomes the third man now. So Narayan coming off the outer portion of the bat. But he gets 4. It doesn't matter how they come in 2020. And now Narayan become the top scorer so far in the innings, because you would have rightly said that the extras were on top score. They were on 6, while Narayan was on 5. But now he goes to 9 from 4. Oh, we would have seen such a beautiful inning here from the player of the game, Rakeem Cornwall, in the last matchup. 63. Narayan is trying to swivel this one off the pads. Cannons into his pad, can't score. Dot goes into the scorer's book, 16 for 1.
We also saw a pretty big over. I think so far we saw the biggest over going for 32, but in the last game, the biggest over went for 43 runs.
Yes, and one would wonder 43 when we thought it was 36, 6 sixes in and over, but there were some extras, some no balls and no ball sixes, and Cornwall was feasting, and there was some good proper cricketing shots. In the end, this one is pulling and he's passing the inner field, and this one going to go down to the deep mid-wicket boundary for 4. So Narayan is on the charge. He goes on to lucky 13.
Eagles 20 for 1. And let's just watch that one more time, because that is a lovely shot. Just finding the gap between the fielders up in the inner ring, and no one was out there to get close to the ball before it got over the rope, and a nice 4 there for Narayan.
Yes, indeed.
One more ball left of the second over, and as I'm sure you're all aware, we're still in the power play here. 6 overs in the power play, so plenty more cricket to play before the field can expand. And Elmore Hutchinson in for his final delivery, and Narayan just doubles that down. And there was a shy at the wicket, but he missed, and they get a comfortable single in the end. So at the end of over number 2, 21 for 1 are the Clarion County Eagles.
Yes, indeed. And both teams are trying to win this game, and they will be joining Samp Army and Punjabs, and they will join them on 4 points. And you know where does net run rate stands? The one with the better net run rate would be trying to overhaul Samp Army, who is there standing probably right at this point with the better net run rate. But it's a good time, and it's always a good time to have a Mad Hatter tea break. Coffee is included.
So Embritt back into the attack, as I'm sure you all know. If you've been watching from the beginning of this game, Embritt started with 4 wides in his first over. Let's see if he can have a better start to the second one.
And no, he doesn't. He continue in his way outside of those lines that belongs to the umpire, that guide, that wide guide. Here it is.
Yeah, Narayan wasn't going to get close to that one.
No, because it pitched and was going further away from him, so did not give him a fair chance to make a proper cricketing stroke. Thus, there goes the wide.
Narayan needing to get a better line here as he comes into Narayan again. And that's a nice shot there from Narayan. Just pushes it onto the offside. Fielder out in the deep, so just a single from it. But he looks like he's really starting to time his shots now.
Yeah, he looks good, and he's not just swashbuckling, he's playing proper cricketing shots. Having seen the back of Johnson Charles, he knows he has got to redeem his team and settle it down. They're vying for a win here to put themselves in contention to be one of the teams that will be vying for the semi-finals.
And here comes Emrit again. That's a good ball, and a big appeal there from both keeper and Emrit, but no finger from the umpire. So Nitish Kumar lives to fight again, and Emrit will be slightly disappointed.
It's going down leg, clearly going down leg. Would have been missing stump. That's a good call there by umpire German Lindo. And like we said, coming up, the first semi-final would be coming up, USA against the Florida Scorpions. So the Cavaliers, 22 yards, is sitting and waiting on a team that they would be playing tomorrow.
And Emrit in again, and Kumar has a big swipe at that, but no luck. The ball flies through to the keeper, and another dot. So Emrit coming back strong after starting with the wide at the beginning of his second. Clarion County Eagles 23 for 1, and they're going at 9.2 and over so far.
Yeah, going at a good clip, and Emmet bowls over the wicket, and he is wayward. He bowls around the wicket, and he's wayward, so he's got to get his radar right. A partnership of some 19 so far.
Ball number 4 from Emrit, and the fielder in the inner ring dived to try and stop that ball from going past him, but couldn't get on top of it. But luckily there is a man behind him, so no more than just a single at the end of that delivery.
Yeah, there was one that was guided past the gully, but one of the two fielders who were permitted outside of the 30-yard circle was in play and cut it down to just a single. The left-hand, right-hand combination, that brings a fielding change. 24 for 1. Narayan comes on strike. He is on 15 from 8. We're bathed in sunshine here, Sasha.
Yeah, it's another scorcher. And everyone will be getting hot out there, but working hard. And Emirates in again, but that's going to be a wide. Or not? No?
No, he was touching down just about within the line. And Narayan chose to leave that one alone. He knows that Emirates has been guilty of bowling wide, so he thought he would have gotten away with that one. So he just misjudged it a bit.
Yeah, sometimes once bowlers have bowled a few wides, they feel like the batters are going to get away with a few more, but he managed to just get that on the right side of the white lines, which are there for guidance to the umpires. And Emirates in for his last delivery, and again,
just inside the line. That's good bowling. So he has made it a habit now. I think earlier on in his bowling spell, he was aiming for those painted lines. And normally in international cricket, we're seeing those white guidelines are painted in a different color. And, you know, it's a good thing. So I sure sooner or later they will catch on to it here at this stadium, where they will be guided accordingly. But at the end of over number 3, maybe it's a good time to turn to our lead scorer, Wadi, to push something on the board for us.
MAQ Group is a real estate investment company. Our goal at MAQ Group is to provide you with the expertise and service you need to do business in today's complex market. More information, visit MAQgroup.com.
And here we go, over number 4, and Hutchinson bowling, and that has a couple of bounces for a 4 down to third man. And Nitish Kumar coming down the wicket at Hutchinson was trying to get it back over his head, but edges it, and as we say, goes down to the boundary after a couple of bounces. Not sure what the fielder to the right was going. He just watched it bounce over and didn't want to do anything about it.
Yes, then again, like I say, came right off the outer portion of the bat. It's an edge, safely landed. So we're looking for the second guy who's outside the 30-yard circle. He hits this one in the air over mid-off. He's running back, and they're going to be settling for 1. Narayan is not interested in going back.
Sensible decision, I think. That ball was thrown really well back into the bowler, and 29 for 1 after 3.2 overs. Partnership building nicely. 25 so far. As we know, Johnson Charles went for a duck earlier in the innings. So Narayan and Kumar, the men who need to see the Eagles to a good total before either of them get dispatched.
Yes, well, it's Hutchinson left arm over. And Narayan is swiveling and pulling well. This one goes down to the boundary and goes for yet another US Open maximum.
That was a lovely shot from Narayan. Hutchinson not quite getting the line right there. And as you say, 6 from it. So Eagles move up to 35 runs for the loss of Johnson Charles. 3.5 overs gone. Current run rate of 10. They'll be pleased with that so far.
Yes, indeed. So Hutchinson, guilty of straying down the leg side, left arm bowling over, so he's always going to be sliding down once he starts around leg. Narayan will not let him get away with that. He bouncing now. Outside the off stump, and he's trying for the off drive, and he's missed it.
Yeah, holds his position after the ball is in the keeper's gloves. He will feel like he has let that one pass. He played the shot again, just to make sure that his bat hasn't got a hole in it, as he gets ready to face ball number 5 from Hutchinson.
Yes, Kumar there seemed anxious to get down at the striker's end. This time Narayan is getting one outside the off stump, edging just like Kumar would have done earlier in the innings, edging for 4. This time he's slashing, and that's the rule. When you're going to slash, you slash hard.
Yeah, both of these batters managing to edge some fours in there. Some slightly wider bowling from the Titans, and they've managed to let these batters get away with those kind of shots. No one in either area to catch from that. And so Narayan moves up to 25 off 13, and the Eagles 39 for 1 with 1 ball left in the 4th over. Here comes Hutchinson. And pulls out of that one.
Yes, about his run, and may not have gotten it right. Must have seen Narayan coming and decided, okay, that's not the call. He'll reload and he'll come again.
Yeah, he's been expensive so far, 25 off 1.5 overs. So he'll want to make sure that everything is going to plan before letting go of that ball. And here he goes, and that is going to be out. There's a man there, and he catches it nicely. And danger man, Sunil Narayan, goes for 25 off 13 deliveries. And Elmore Hutchinson, the man who has got him.
Well, they placed the man there exactly for that shot because he got away with one earlier in the over. Here it is on replay. Slashes outside the off stump, coming off the outer edge, and there's a man there stationed just for that thing. He prayed before he would have taken it. He was on his knees and saying, God, help me to take this catch, which he did. But we've come to the end of over number 4. Still 2 to go in the power play. 39 for 2, which is indeed the latest score at the Broward County Stadium.
Probably a good time for us to take a quick break.
13th US Open Cricket 2021 Fantasy Sports. Create your Dream 11 and win exciting prizes. Log in www.usopenfantasy.com.
So the Englishman, Josh Cobb, the new man to join Nitish Kumar in the middle. He'll want to make sure that he stays in for a while. Clarion County Eagles fall for 39 for 2 after 4 overs, going at a good run rate, but the wickets will be the thing they'll be most worried about.
Yes, some 15 runs coming from that, but a wicket, and I'll say a prize wicket of Narayan, because once he stays there, the machine is going to run. He's going to score. He doesn't stay and play around.
Carrie Pierre, the new bowler in, and that looks like it's just been nudged down. Fine leg ways, and they've managed to get a single for it, but it's going to be leg buys. Wasn't sure if that came off bat or pad, but we have been told it was the pad, so Kumar doesn't get the run, but the Clarion County Eagles do, which is the important thing. And it will be Josh Cobb, the man facing Carrie Pierre, and let's see how this little battle goes.
Yes, Pierre's bounced the wicket in this tournament as well, so left-arm bowling round. I know the West Indies are interested in this young man, so I know the scouts are out and they're looking, and they're very interesting in this young man. On the onside, and he works this one into the onside.
Interesting fact about Josh Cobb, he went to the same school as my brother.
Oh, so you know a thing or two about him.
A few years older, but always good to have people from the same sort of areas as yourself. So Josh Cobb pushes that one away and gets a 1 from it. And the Eagles move up to 41 for 2.
Yes, indeed. Say, Carrie Pierre, he's been bowling well all season. Remember his first game, he would have picked up some 3 wickets for 3 runs.
Yeah, bowling nicely and continuing the over, manages to reduce the Eagles to just 1 run and 1 leg by from it. So only 1 to Carrie Pierre's name. 2 more balls left to go. And this has been a good over so far.
He's bowling left arm round. He's going after him. It's up in the air. There's a man. Just 1 bounce. 1 bounce for. I think he could have made a better effort. And it's on the long on position.
Yeah, I believe that's Stewart out here on the boundary. And again, he looks like he sort of stopped.
Yeah, we look at it again.
Yeah, sort of
Yes.
ambling through. Maybe could have gone for the dive, but
He started slowly. By the time we come over, picked him up, he was already slow instead of running around. Those are specialist positions, long on and long off. That's where the Captain Pollards and the Russells and those athletic guys, that's where they feel and put in catches. But end of over number 5, 46-42, and I think that's, here's where we'll make our exit. No? Oh, well, time for Mad Hatter tea break.
and here we go again. No, false start there. And as we say, at the end of the 5th over, the Clarion County Eagles 46-2. And Nikhil Dutta, however you pronounce it, I do apologise to him. He is the man with the ball. And one more over, left in the power play. Current run rate 9.2. And Kumar is the man playing the shot, but no run from it, so good start here. They'll want to keep the Eagles score low in the power play, but current partnership 7 between these two batters. And I believe that is a dropped chance.
We'll have a look at it on replay. No, a stumping chance. Wicket keeper naughty. He was off his crease.
Yes, I do.
And now he's switch hitting and he's up in the air. Naughty. And wicket number 3 goes. There was no need for that. Here is Dutta in with his first over. And all of a sudden, he's switch hitting because he had a chance, a misstump, and he decided, well, I'm on my 2nd inning, so I'll do anything. And they can't fault me. I don't like that.
So, Dutta, the man who breaks this partnership. It was only a small partnership, but any breakthrough is better than none. And there'll be 2 Englishmen at the crease now. Aaron Lilly joins Josh Cobb, and score at the Broward County Stadium is 46-3.
And you always say, when it comes off, it looks nice and sweet. But when it doesn't come off, it looks ugly. Your word was stupid.
And I stand by it.
Yes. Okay. Well, the wickets are tumbling. They're trying to get up into one weight, required one weight, where they can just... I don't understand. We have come down now to net one weight stage.
Yeah.
And to be playing a shot like that, as opposed to trying to put some runs on the board in the conventional way, because you would have lost 2 wickets already. I think that idea, it was atrocious.
He clearly felt confident enough to do it, and he got bat on ball, but as we saw, just not enough, and the wicket fell. But Josh Cobb, the man on strike, he is 1 from 2, and Dutta will be sensing another wicket, I'm sure. Here we go, and that's played nicely, but for no runs.
Straight to pair, and like I said, you would have given a chance, a stumping chance, and in the very same over, rather than redeem yourself, you're trying to come a left-hander. Come on.
Here we go again. And field placement has been great from the Titans. These two men at the crease can't seem to get it past any of the men in the inner ring. And this is the last over when only 2 fielders can be outside of that ring. And the Eagles will really want to make the most of that. But as I say, 2 balls left before the end of the power play. Here comes Dutter, and that has gone high in the air. Will someone get under it? There's 3 men going for it, and the man who gets there first drops it.
Yeah, the bowler. Dutter got there first, got into his paws, and in and out.
Yeah, let's see that one more time. That went really high in the air. And as we say, 3 men going for it, but the bowler, Dutter, was the one who said mine, and looking for the caught and bowled, but just can't hold on to it. And that is the end of the power play. Clarion County Eagles 47 for 3, current run rate of 8.1. And I believe we're going to have a change in the commentary box. I will stay here, but at this point in time, we'll take a quick break. And Aaron Lilly, the man on strike, plays and misses. That's a good ball from the spinner here, Carrie Pierre. And as you can see on the screen, it's a lovely pitch here, sanctioned by the ICC. Pierre comes up again, and Lilly goes for the reverse shot very early. And so Carrie Pierre does what he can to try and prevent it, but it's going to be a wide ball. And definitely the right decision there from umps. Clarion County's 48 for 3. Here comes Pierre again. And that's just dabbed onto the leg side. They're going to think about 2, but quick fielding there from the Titans and restricts them to just the single. So 1 shy of the 50 mark for the Eagles. Josh Cobb on strike. He's currently 1 off 2 deliveries. Carrie Pierre has gone for 8 off his 8 deliveries, so going pretty well so far. Here he comes again to Josh Cobb, who looks to smack that down the ground. Didn't get quite hold of it, but they're running nicely for 2. And Stewart out here in the deep just doesn't seem to be moving very quickly. He doesn't seem that bothered by the ball coming towards him, and just lets them get a pretty easy 2 in the end. They were really pushing hard, thinking that Stewart would get the ball in quickly and run in fast, but easy 2 in the end. And here comes Pierre. And again, just played nicely down to long on. Stewart again, the man receiving the ball. And they'll just get the single from it. So good running here with the batsmen so far. And ball number 5 of Pierre's over. Again, played nicely onto the leg side. And Pierre does the fielding off his own bowling. And we'll restrict them to just the singles. So 54 for 3, 1 ball remaining in the 7th over. And it will be Josh Cobb on strike. That was a good stop there from Carrie Pierre. He jumps to his left and the ball sticks in his left hand. So after over number 7, the Eagles 53 for 3. Time to take a quick break.
th US Open Cricket 2021 Fantasy Sports. Create your dream 11 and win exciting prizes. Log in www.usopenfantasy.com.
So here we go again. Nikhil Dutter, the man who got the last wicket. He's 1 from 1 off 1 over, and he'll want to continue in that vein. That's just nudged down onto the leg side, and Aaron Lilly will get the single there. So good start to the 8th over, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely, yeah. No fireworks, I would imagine, so far. They've kind of a sedate start, 54 for 3 in 7 overs.
Yeah, the bowlers have done really well to prevent loads of boundaries from going here. And Josh Cobb on strike now. Again, just plays it onto the leg side, but man coming from the deep runs in and gets it back to the keeper, and they'll just get a single again.
Yeah, after the previous over, previous match, Sasha, when we saw Cornwall hoist those majestic sixes, 9 sixes in his innings, we thought, wow, and we kind of come down to ground now.
Yeah, as we mentioned previously, it was only a 10-over innings each in the last game, and that's a lovely shot. Aaron Lilly finds the gap, and that's going to go all the way for a 4, and he looks really nice playing that shot. 8 from 9, Aaron Lilly. Josh Cobb 5 from 6, and I think it would be worth looking at that again. Let's see that. Perfect placement. Neither fielder out in the deep could get there, and that was a well-needed boundary, I think, for the Eagles.
Yeah, boundary or a 6 every over always helps equalize things.
And that has gone high in the air, and there is a man out there who takes it. So after that majestic 4, Aaron Lilly tries to play in the same area, tried to go for a big 6, and just doesn't get a hold of it. And he is the latest victim to the Titans, and the latest victim to Nikhil Dutta. He is now 2 for 7, and Eagles falling at the moment. Let's see that one more time. Looked like he got a hold of it, but as we say, man out there, he didn't really have to move a lot. Went down his throat.
It certainly did, and it wasn't too difficult to catch, which results in the 4th wicket for the Clarion County Eagles, 59 for 4, with Lilly the last player out. And now Jonathan Fu joins Josh Cobb. Here's the replay again. As you can see, straight to the fielder, and without any additional drama, easy catch for the 4th wicket for the Eagles.
So two balls left in the over. Dutta is bowling really nicely at the moment. 2 wickets for just 7 runs. In his second over, there are 2 balls remaining, and the Eagles are going to want to steady the ship a little bit here.
I was standing outside, Sasha, for a little bit, take a break from being inside the building, and it feels so good with the breeze as Nikhil Dutta comes in right arm around the wicket, and he swipes it between mid-on and mid-wicket, runs all the way to the fence for 4. So Jonathan Fu opens his account with a lovely on drive of Nikhil Dutta. Sasha, that was a nice stroke.
Yeah, for his first ball, he has played that really nicely. And the Clarion County Eagles, 63 for 4, and 1 ball left in just his second over. Here he comes. And that has gone back over his head, and that is going to be an easy 4 for Josh Cobb there.
There was a delivery that was telling Josh Cobb, hit me, and Josh took full advantage of that and just lined it up over mid-on for 4. 67 for 4. Jonathan Fu and Josh Cobb putting together this nice partnership. And 8 overs have been completed for the Eagles in this 20-over match. As you will recall, the first match was a 10-over affair, but this is a full T20 match.
Yeah, time to take a quick break before the start of over number 9.
MAQ Group is the real estate investment company. Our goal at MAQ Group is to provide you with the expertise and service you need to do business in today's complex market. More information, visit MAQgroup.com.
So Navin Stewart, Beef Stew, takes the ball and bowls a nice ball into Jonathan Fu, who gets off the mark with the single. And apologies, we thought he was the man on strike in the last over, got the 4, but it was the Englishman Josh Cobb who got 2 lovely 4s in the previous over. So Jonathan Fu, the new man to join Josh Cobb, he gets off the mark with a lovely little single. And Stewart in again, and swing and a miss from Josh Cobb. That was a good ball from Stewart, kept lower than I think Josh Cobb thought, and it's going to be a dot.
Every dot ball adds pressure in this format, and Stewart will eye to try and line more towards the off stump as he comes in.
And another swing and a miss. Stewart can't believe it. He thought that was for sure going to be a wicket ball.
Yeah, that one stayed low as well, and as you saw the way the keeper gathered the ball, he had to go down on his knees and actually caught it on first bounce. So the keeper may decide to come in a step forward towards the stumps perhaps.
So Eagles 68 for 4. The 2 batters at the crease are going to want to stay in if they are to build a defendable total. And Josh Cobb finally gets bat on ball and sends it down to long off, who will throw it back to the bowler and just a single off it, bringing Jonathan Fu back into the attack. Stewart coming in again here. And again, that's played nicely, but for no runs. Jonathan Fu looks like he's just trying to find the ball, see how it's playing here. He's only faced 2 deliveries, and so he'll want to, you know, make sure he doesn't do anything stupid early on. As we know, they've got 4 wickets down, so they won't want to lose any more in a hurry. And Stewart in for last delivery of his over, and that is played like it was slightly top-edged down to wide third man, and they will get the single off it. So Jonathan Fu stays on strike at the beginning of the 10th over, and at the end of number 9, Clarion County Eagles 70 for 4. Time for a quick Mad Hatters tea break. You can probably hear from my voice I've been talking quite a lot this week, so a nice cup of tea, a nice warming cup of tea, and obviously Mad Hatter tea really helps with the vocal cord situation. So any of you out there, good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Make sure you have a nice cup of tea whilst watching the 13th edition of the US Open on MAQ TV. And if you're just joining us now, Clarion County Eagles 70 for 4 against the Titans. Titans won the toss and put the Eagles into bat. And after over number 9, 70 for 4, the Eagles are going to want to start scoring a little bit quicker here. And Jonathan Fu, the man who will take strike here in the 10th over. Yannick Correa with the ball in hand. Jonathan Fu, the man facing him. Eagles' current run rate is 7.8, so they'll want to push that up a little bit more if they can. So here comes Correa. And was that a caught and bowled opportunity? Seems to it seems to sound like it is by the noise out in the field. Let's watch that one more time. Think it is. Oh, he had it in his hands, and as he was diving forward, it just fell out. So Correa starts with a pretty good ball in his overs, and Jonathan Fu just pushes that away, and they will run through for the single. So, Crier not doing too badly so far.
Yeah, that cotton ball chance was not that difficult, just to the left of Yannick. Nice leg break action.
Here he comes again. And Jonathan Fu puts his body behind it, but there is a man out in the deep. So just a single again. And Josh Cobb comes back into the attack. He's currently 14 runs off 11 deliveries. And he'll want to stay at the crease, but also keep the run rate pushing on. Partnership now of 12. They'll want that to keep building as well. And Karaya bowling nicely, keeping them to less than 4 and 6s, less than boundaries, which is what they'll be wanting.
Yeah, this has been a good over for Yannick. 2 dots and 2 singles, and the last delivery kind of came in sharply. The leg break came in sharply to the right-hander as he is altering the field placement a bit. He has a slip in place for that outside edge.
Here he comes again, ball number 5 of his first over, and that is a lovely shot, but again there is a man out there in the deep. They look for 2 but decide against it. Probably a good decision, and Clarion County Eagles move on to 73 runs for the loss of 4. Partnership now of 14, and Josh Cobb will face the last ball of Karaya's first over. Just the 3 from it so far. I think Josh Cobb will want to make sure that there is a few more runs against his name, if he can.
It's been a good over for Yannick so far. Only 3 of the over as he comes in for his last delivery.
And that's just played down on the leg side, and a single to end the 10th over. And Clarion County Eagles 76 for 4. And at this point of time, we're going to take a Mad Hatters tea break, and I am going to be replaced with the wonderful Lenny Archbar.
Yes, the Eagles 74 for 4, Fu on 4, Josh Cobb on 16. As I welcome Lenny as my co-commentator. Ten overs gone. Last over fetched only 4 runs, putting some brakes on the scoring at the moment. Losing 4 wickets in 10 overs, that does put some pressure on the batting side as Stewart comes in, right arm over the wicket, and that's a wide. Trying to get his rhythm back. And this innings was started unceremoniously with 4 consecutive wides by Emirates, and wides have been given, a lot of extras have been given in terms of wides. Welcome, Lenny.
Thank you, Nilesh. This one is cut away nicely here by Jonathan Fu, running up towards the offside boundary. And that's a good-looking shot from the former Guyana first-class player, and a player who would have played for the Talawas at the CPL. He's a quality player, and that's a lovely shot for 4, Nilesh.
Absolutely, yeah. He waited for the delivery to come in and open the face of his blade and found the placement between deep point and cover.
So Navin Stewart, quality player. And both Navin Stewart and certainly Jonathan Fu would have played against each other quite a bit, as they've been part of several exchanges over time. This one, he gets an edge, and it flies down to the man at third man. That's Elmore Hutchison. And another run off the bat of Jonathan Fu. So he goes up to 8. Josh Cobb is on 16. And Josh Cobb, as I think Sasha may have mentioned, comes out of the UK. And I want to think he comes out of Leicester. In fact, no, he doesn't come out of Leicester, but he comes out for one of the county club in England. So Jonathan Fu and Josh Cobb in the middle.
And look at that shot. One bounce straight to the fielder at long on. A little more power, a little bit placement would have fetched him 4, but a good stroke, but gets him a single. 81 for 4. Jonathan Fu on 9, Josh Cobb on 17.
So very important fixture here. The winner of this game will get 4 points. The ball punched into the offside. Can't score this time. And Nilesh, what will happen here? The winner of this match will get 4 points, and they'll join Samp Army, and they'll join Punjab Blues, tying on 4 points. It will all come down to the dreaded net run rate, and anything can happen then. So Samp Army is not gone yet, and although they would have lost their 10-over encounter with Florida Scorpions, they still do have a chance, but they will have to wait and see what happens here. And then, of course, those tally will be tabulated, and then comes the decimal issue of the net run rate being calculated. So Navian Stewart, he has gone for 7 runs in this over so far. And will come into bowl to Jonathan Fu. And he's driving well, will only get a single. And Jonathan Fu and Nilesh would have been part of the minor league, and he comes out of the Philadelphians. And Navian Stewart would have captained the Empire State Titans.
Yes, and the good news, Lenny, is neither you nor I will be calculating the net run rate. Neither of us are mathematicians, nor do we have any know-how in that field. So we'll just look at the column, don't we?
Yeah, Nilesh, you're right on that. The players watching with a bit of anxiety, has no control. And when I say no control, they can't even, it's hard to advise what is needed. It's not like the olden days of when a run rate was calculated based on the average. That was a little bit more easy to understand. But now it's, like you said, it really needs a computer and a calculator and the indexes to be put, and then generate a result from that. So Navian Stewart, he's bowled well in this over. Josh Cobb has been there for some time. And Cobb follows a very wide ball. We've seen several wide balls. And now they scamper through for 1, so that will be a couple of extra. We've seen several wide balls may have started with the captain, Ryan Emmert.
Yes, there were 4 consecutive wides to start the whole innings, which was quite an anomaly, I thought, at the start of the game. The first 4 balls in a match, all 4 wides, as Stewart gets ready.
Fu is driving well. Fielder comes around. It appears to be Korea. He picks it up well, and that completes over number 11, and after 11 it's 85 for 4.
MAQ Group is a real estate investment company. Our goal at MAQ Group is to provide you with the expertise and service you need to do business in today's complex market. More information, visit MAQgroup.com.
Yes, it's 85 for 4 now, Eagles. And it's Fu and Cobb at the crease. Wides, as we mentioned earlier, have been one of the striking features of the bowling attack. And
yes,
that's something that the bowling unit will have to address as they continue to move forward in this. Yannick is going to bowl the next over. He's going to be coming right arm over, Lenny.
Yeah, he's a quality bowler. And we'll come into bowl to Jonathan Fu, and ball played into the onside. And Nilesh, we've seen how tight this tournament is this year. We're still waiting on the very last match to decide the playoff situation. What we do know, Cavaliers is playing here this afternoon. They will play the first semi-final of the tournament, and so we're still waiting on the team to play Somerset Cavaliers. And then tomorrow, it appears, US All-Stars will take on Florida Scorpions in the second semi-final, and then of course leading up to the grand final at just after the second semi-final tomorrow. So lots is left, and we head into the knockout stage after this match. So Fu on strike, and he gets a good delivery here from Yannick Carrier. And runs coming by singles. This is good bowling here from Titans. They would have lost their first couple of games, but they have really bounced back well. And they're trying to squeeze in. And first of all, they'll have to get points. You'll have to win a game and get points. And then, of course, it would all depend on your net run rate situation. I would want to think Samp is pretty healthy with their 10-over game that really forced them to bat aggressively in a space of 10 overs, and their net run rate could be a little bit better than some of the other teams playing full 20 overs.
I think that is absolutely true, as Yannick bowls his next over, and this time he pulls it towards mid-on straight to the fielder. Yannick has been targeting Lenny leg and middle stump with his leg break deliveries, and a couple of them have turned sharply as the batsmen have tried to place them with their wristy play towards mid-wicket and mid-on areas, but there's a short mid-on in place right now.
Yes, Nilesh, we've seen good turn on this wicket. The partnership goes up to 30. 12 overs gone, and it's 89 for 4.
13th US Open Cricket 2021 Fantasy Sports. Create your Dream 11 and win exciting prizes. Log in www.usopenfantasy.com.
So Kari Pierre continues. Starts with the ball outside the off stump. One of those dot delivery here, Nilesh, and they're very important in T20.
Yes, Kari, an experienced campaigner with his left arm spin deliveries as he left arm around the wicket.
So ball clubbed into the offside, an easy single. The partnership has gone up to 31 between Jonathan Fu and certainly Josh Cobb. And so all to play for here. The team with 4 points will join Samp Army as one of the team there. Ball cut away, and they scamper through for a single.
Yeah, that was a delivery outside the off stump, and he just let the ball come onto the bat and just guided it towards the short third man for an easy single. 2 runs of the over so far by Kari Pierre.
So ball worked into the offside, and the fact is, Nilesh, when you look at some of the teams that could advance out of Group 2, this is a Group 2 game. Titans and Clarion County, Florida Scorpions. We saw them play not too long ago. A team that is comprised of some very big talent coming out of Scotland. And the fact is, when you look at Samp Army, one of the other teams running for a playoff position, we made the point that they will be out of services with the likes of Monank Patel, Sarab Natravalka, Garrett Delani. So Pierre to Josh Cobb. Cobb will get a single down to, he got a 4 as the ball beats Yannick Carrier. And it goes away for a much-needed boundary here for Clarion County Eagles.
That was struck with a lot of power towards long off, and there was no real attempt was made. I thought he almost gave up on that, as you can see on the replay, and the ball sped away for 4 towards the dugout.
Yeah, good-looking shot from Josh Cobb. He's played a good hand so far. So the end of 13 is 97 for 4. So Yannick continues. Big appeal, he's gone. So Jonathan Fool falls. And Yannick Carrier strikes in the 14th over.
Yes, if you see this delivery, Lenny, again that leg spin from outside the leg, this time pitching on the leg and probably getting the middle stump as we see the replay here. And he was caught plumb in front of the wicket. An appeal with the umpire's finger going up as the Eagles lose their 5th wicket. Jonathan Fu out for 15 out of 17 deliveries, and Josh Cobb remains on 25. So the 2nd wicket for Yannick, and this was a good looking delivery that got him the 2nd wicket.
So 41 balls still to be bowled. James Fuller comes to the middle, and we're enjoying very good sunshine, very good weather this season. Typically, Nilesh, over time in a couple of the years of the US Open, US Open has always traditionally been in the first week of December, just around this time. And a couple of years, bad weather had affected the game, and the organizers had pushed the tournament into probably the 15th, around the 13th to the 16th of December traditionally, and which we understand was the drier part of December here. But then the organizer probably figured out that it was a little close to Christmas and the holidays, and so they've gone with probably a week earlier this year. But so far we've enjoyed very good weather. It's only the first day that we saw some rain.
Yeah, Lenny, the first day had some inclement weather, but it's really held up quite nicely. And I was outside a little while. You and I went for a walk. A very pleasant, nice breeze blowing across the stadium here as Yannick gets ready.
So ball pulled into the onside by James Fuller. He gets off the mark. And it was pretty hot when the sun was out, like about 2 o'clock, 1, 2, 3 o'clock.
Yeah.
It was pretty hot out there.
I had to drag Lenny out of his chair. I said, Lenny, let's go for a walk, man. Come on. It's a beautiful day here, lovely ground, nice atmosphere, and we had a very nice chat, Lenny and I, outside cricket.
Yeah, certainly, Nilesh. We did our 400 meters around the ground, maybe. And this one is tugged into the onside. Can't score. So 38 balls still to be bowled here. You look at Clarion County, I think they were sent in. They're batting a 98 for 5.
And this time, again, bowls it on the leg stump. They take a cheeky single. An attempt to hit the stumps is missed. There are no overthrows. The score 99 for 5 with Yannick's over ball 2.5 overs, 1 for 10 as he comes in from the opposite end of the commentator's box. And this time there's a delivery that is wide outside the leg stump. He was going for a swipe towards mid-wicket or square leg. And without any fielders in the slip or the gully area, the ball ballooned up and they were able to amble across for a single. And that brings up the 100 for the Eagles at the end of 14 overs with a run rate of 7.1 at the moment. I'm sure in the last 6 overs, they will be going on overdrive to get to perhaps a respectable score of 160 or so, I would reckon, Lenny.
Yes, Nilesh, and to take us through for the last 6, we welcome back Ivor Henry into the box, 100 for 5.
Yes, Lenny, as usual, good to be with you. Did you have a good lunch? All right.
So James Fuller will pick up a single. So the action continues here. Ivor Henry, still a very important game to play. Team here will get 4 points, and we'll have to wait and see, along with Samp Army and Punjab Blues, what happens.
Yes, indeed. It'll be all in the mix. And this time he's banging this one here right between the two fielders. Deep mid wicket and long on. Cow corner 4. 105 for 5.
So Josh Cobb continues to play a very good hand. Look at this. Ball swung into the onside. He finds the gap. And it goes bouncing away for 4. It's 105. And James Fuller, along with Josh Cobb, with 34 balls remaining, would want to give Clarion County a chance to get up to 4 points. And the way the tables will be, Ivor Henry, first of all, they will have to win first for them to get a shot at net run rate.
Yes, indeed, because Samp Army, they're on 4 points. We have Punjab Blues also on 4 points. And one of these teams going to win today, and they're going to join those two on 4 points. So your correct net run rate is going to be separating those three.
So 6 runs in the over from Kari Pierre. He's a top leg spinner, and having played briefly at the West Indies level. The ball played up towards the offside. These days, the West Indies have inclined to go with Akil Hussain, another player out of Trinidad and Tobago, as Kari Pierre has come from. But he's a quality bowler, Kari Pierre. With 7 runs in the over so far, ball lofted into the offside, and they'll go through for 1. So that will conclude over number 15, and after 15 it's 108 for 5, going at 7.2.
Well, play continues here. We're going to have Yannick Correa. He's going to be bowling his last. Swing and a miss, but cannons into the pads and can't score. He's bowled beautifully. Just 11 runs coming from his over and from, well, his overs, and you have 1 wicket already.
Yeah, would have picked up the wicket of Jonathan Fu. And so he starts well. He's a quality leg spinner. Cobb swings this one. That's a lovely shot for 4 off the bat of Josh Cobb. And a commanding shot from the right-hander. We'll have to take a look at that. Go heading down the leg side and swung away. Let's take a look.
Yes, it was badly lined. It was always outside. It was a free swing. Free hit outside the leg stump where you cannot get an LBW decision. And he really swept well away from the man on the deep backward square leg. And he got 4.
So Josh Cobb goes up to 33. And ball eased into the onside. And so Cavaliers, we understand, will be playing one of 2 semi-final. One will play this afternoon, one will play tomorrow. And so, but Cavaliers does not know who they will play at the moment, Ivor Henry, as we're still locked in a battle to decide one team from this group.
Yes, I think what they should be thinking of, that the team that, oh, this one is up in the air. Fielders are getting under it. Long on comes in and takes the catch. So wicket number 6 goes, and Yannick is into the wicket column once more. He's 2 from his 16, having been swept for 4 earlier in the over. So he has redeemed himself, and they are falling. The Eagles are falling. Think the wings are falling off the Eagle. 114 for 5. But as we were saying here, the administrators should have to look at this now. In this format, you're playing a semi-finals on the finals day, and then the winner of that semi-finals would go ahead and play right after for the championship. I'm saying that maybe we can have it where the team with the most points automatically qualifies for the finals. So like this evening now, you would just have one semi-finals. One semi-finals. So tomorrow you will have 2 matches. First match, 3rd and 4th will be playing for the third spot. And then you have the winner with the most points playing the winner who would have won the semi-finals. And then you'll cut out all that. Everybody will be even Steven on the final day, playing 1 match each, instead of one team having to play 2 matches on the final day.
So Terence Hines comes to the middle. Batsman would have crossed. So James Fuller on strike. Oh, smashes this one in the air. No one will have a chance. And it goes straight down the ground in front of the side screen. And that's gone for half a dozen.
Yes, he didn't spare a moment there to get into the act. 15 from 9. Here it is again. Up, up, up and away. And always say it's a good spot right behind the bowler's arm to hit anything in the air, because you cannot station a man behind the bowler's arm. So 120 comes up, 124-6 over number 16. So we have had 11 runs but a wicket in this over. He wants to finish good. Okay, this one is up in the air. Fielder is getting on right the short mid-wicket. He's dancing, takes the catch. Wicket number 2 in this over. Just like I requested. He wants to finish good. He can't finish any better. Taking another wicket. So we look at it on replay. This time he's top edging, taking it from outside the off stump. He goes up, and easy peasy, he settles under it, takes it, and then falls to the ground. But he held on.
So the 7th wicket goes down. James Fuller is gone. And another wicket goes down here for Clarion County Eagles. 24 balls still to be bowled. William Perkins comes to the middle. You might be wondering why William Perkins is really batting this late. Let's take a look at the James Fuller dismissal. Well, judge catch here from Nikhil Datta. Not easy sometimes to hold on.
Yeah, the ball comes down heavy.
Yeah, a long time in the air. And so William Perkins comes in here. And I wonder why William Perkins would have been set to come such a late order. He's batting at number 9. He's typically a frontliner. And back in the early days of the US Open, Ivor Henry, William Perkins would have been part of the Trinidad team. You recall that?
Yes, and he dominated as well in the batting.
So Navian Stewart from the come box end will come into bowl to Terence Hines.
Yes, I hope Stewart is okay, because he was feeling on the long on boundary and he wasn't making any great effort to prevent boundaries. So let's hope he's okay. It's been a long tournament. This is day number 7.
So ball cut away here by Terence Hines. And he gets off the mark with 1. Brings William Perkins back onto strike. And William Perkins would have played briefly at the international level, having played 1 T20 international, I think. 1 or 2 T20 international, but that's beside the point. So he comes in here with 23 balls remaining. He's a quality player. I'm not too sure why he's been put at number 9 today, but We've seen stranger things in cricket. Ivor Henry, 23 balls remaining. They're batting at 121 for 7.
I'm asking him to be the finisher, I guess. Maybe that's the role that the team prefers.
So Navian Stewart, ball worked into the onside. And so for all our viewers, you will see one semi-final this afternoon, and the way we're understanding it from the come box or in the come box is that the Somerset, well not the Somerset Cavaliers, well the Somerset Cavaliers brand, but Cavaliers 22 yards will take on
the team with the better net run rate, and which will include, after this, we'll tell you. This time he's getting one to the left of the field up in the circle. Short third man, and he gets a single. So the Florida Scorpions.
No, the Florida Scorpions have already.
Wrong list. No, had the wrong list. They already secured themselves to play against the All Stars. So Samp Army, Punjab Blues, and the winner of this match, Clarion, the Clarion Eagles and Titans, they will join Samp Army and Punjab Blues, and the team with the better net run rate will advance to the semi-finals.
So Perkins can score. 20 balls remaining. It's 123 for 7. This over's gone well for Navian Stewart. And so far, you look at the bowling figures of Navian Stewart. He is into his 30s. Conceded 7 runs. That's good bowling. None for 17 at the moment. And we'll come into bowl to William Perkins. And Perkins is just dabbing this one up towards the third man area. And so 19 balls remaining here, Ivor.
Yes, he's been sent in at this late hour. I would have thought he would swing for the hills, but so far he's playing proper cricket in shots for singles. So let's see. We would have seen Cornwall really wheel the willow. He got 63 from, could you recall how many balls? I don't remember the ball, but it was a quick fire 63. We'll bring that up shortly. But he was the player of that match in a losing cause. That just to tell you the quality of the inning that he would have played. So 18 balls for 63. And Lenny will tell us if that's a record. The 50 would have come up at a fast pace as well. Down the leg side, and he misses. It's going to be wide. 2 wides added to the total. So Lenny, can you remember the fastest 50 here? Because this one was really at a good clip. I think at some stage, maybe about 12, 13 deliveries at some stage.
So I remember 1 year, Ken Wright scored a very quick 50 in one of the grounds outside of the stadium, but I don't have the exact number of deliveries. Do you remember Ken Wright?
Of course, Ken Wright, local boy here. Yes, he's still around. That's a good-looking shot, square-driven, but good work in the deep as the cover sweeper runs to his left and prevented the ball from going beyond the boundary ropes. But that was a good-looking shot. Good-looking shot by Perkins. Yes, I think right about now it's time. Oh. Yep, so now they're working some strategy here now. We could have seen Emwet on view there, I guess trying to hold things together. I always brag and boast that he is the St. Kitts Nevis Patriots captain. He got injured and Dwayne Bravo would have taken over from him. But I love to see the action of Emwet. He reminds me of Anderson out of England with that nice smooth run up and just folds up and comes over.
So Emirates continues, and he starts with a good ball to Terence Hines. And so 17 balls remaining here, Ivor. The score is 128 for 7. What's the target we're looking at here? 140, 150?
Yes, in that range they should be looking, but I can see Perkins just playing to hold his innings as opposed to taking one for the team. We haven't seen anything aggressive from him yet, but yes, it's a 20 over. You can get 36 from an over, but we would have seen 43 coming from an over here when Cornwall was at the wicket. 2 no balls included in that.
So ball cut away. That's a good looking shot. We'll only get a single. Yeah, that over or 43 would have come off the bowling of Jelani Seals. And a 43 run over.
Yes, 5 sixes in that over by Cornwall. He had all of him. And there was some good looking shots.
And the surprising thing, or maybe the good thing for some people playing in this tournament, Cornwall and Samp Army, they're not gone yet. You never know who will cash in on that number 2 spot. We know Florida Scorpions have claimed number 1. And so we're still waiting. This match will send up a candidate or a team that will be considered. So Samp Army certainly not gone yet.
Yes, over number 18, and we're saying Perkins is going 5 for 5, Hines 3 from 4. This is the dying moments of the innings. They've got to do a little bit more than what the scoreboard is showing. 130 for 7.
So ball flicked away here by Terence Hines. Yeah, you're right on that, Ivor. No intent to be ultra aggressive here. We see Perkins and Terence Hines just very contented in going for singles. And that partly might have been the problem because they have lost 7 wickets, and usually towards the end not too much faith on those batting at 9, 10 and 11.
Perhaps, but Emmet now this time outside the off stump, playing a miss and a dot. Partnership of only 11, and I don't know if they have been instructed to bat this way, but from the look of things here from our advantage point, they seem to be tired. It's a long tournament. It's day number 7, so they've been about, and it's a weekend. Let's hope that they were not out and about and their arms and legs are tired. But Emmett again, this time he's putting in the dill scoop, and the one bounce there was almost a wicket there, but almost doesn't count, as the batters camp through for 2 as the end of over number 18. 133 for 7, and I think it's a very, very good time after the replay to take you over to Roddy. Just out of the outstretched arms of the fielder. We'll be back.
So Stewart continues, ball driven through the offside. That's a lovely shot from Terence Hines, and it goes away for 137 for 7.
Well, there we go. That's what the doctor ordered. You have to show some aggression. The dying moments of this inning is coming to a close. He used his feet, got to the pitch, and split the extra cover and mid off, and away she goes.
And both batsmen out in the middle, Terence Hines and so 10 balls remaining. They're batting 138 for 7.
And he has to follow suit. He has to show aggression. This is the penultimate over, and just one more after this over. So they need a target of maybe 155 thereabout. They've got to get the wheels turning here. They're stuck in mud.
So 10 balls remaining. Nathan Stewart will come into both of William Perkins, former West Indies player. Oh, he does well Making room down the leg side. Well, not too well. Straight into the hands of the fielder. Nevin Stewart has picked up a wicket here. And it's 138 for 8 as William Perkins goes. Caught Nekal Dutta of the bowling on Nevin Stewart. And it's 138 for 8.
That's not one of his better innings at all, William Perkins. Again, they're trying to be too cute. Instead of putting some aggression there, look at it. Outside the off stump, a full toss. And just tried to turn it around. Caught it high in the blade, and it was a good catch with the fielder there pedaling back, and in the end took an easy catch. So Perkins maybe not too happy being pushed down the order. I'm not too sure, but he's better than that. I'll say that for sure. He's a better batter than that. And in the dying moments, maybe he's just not that finisher like Russell, Pollard.
So Jevor Royal comes to the middle. Terence Hines on strike. Batsman would have crossed. And so 9 balls remaining. Nevin Stewart would have picked up his first wicket. He's bowling at 1 for 27 and 3.3. And Terence Hines has been there for some time. Oh, he gets this one into the onside. We'll get a single. And so Royal comes into strike for the first time. We've seen 6 runs off this over so far. And we've got 8 balls remaining. 139 for 8.
Good over so far. And Stewart, an all-rounder. He's been in the batting column as well. Don't know if you have a score for him, but he has been called upon in the batting. And now he's been called upon to do some bowling. Sometimes, to me, he bowled a little too late. At times, yes.
So Royal on strike. Pulls into the onside. Fielder comes around. Doesn't take the catch. A little bit of a tough chance, but he got quickly to the ball and could not hold on. In the end, a single to Royal. It's 140 for 8. Let's take a look at that.
Yes, before the camera got on him, I don't think he picked it up. But then he got in there. One more step, he would have been right under that ball. So he was a step late.
So
Stewart is disappointed. You can see him looking to the heavens.
So 7 balls remaining. Terence Hines on strike. 7 runs in this over so far with 1 wicket. The wicket of William Perkins. Oh, this is a more commanding shot from Terence Hines. And this has gone all the way for a maximum. And that's a big strike from Terence Hines.
Yes, indeed. We'll see it on replay. That's a good-looking shot, a proper cricketing shot. Really got into it. And it went a long way back. So he was 6 on any grounds, and you're looking at the eastern side of the ground there that came in view, those empty seats over there.
So final over coming up. It appears Riot Emirates will be the man to bowl the final 6. And it's 146. What's your prediction on the score here, Ivor? And will it be enough, you think?
I did call 155, but seems that they're going to struggle to get those 11 runs. But if Emmett would have finished the way he started with 4 wides on the trot, it will. Oh, this one is up in the air. Man is getting under it, settles, and take the catch. So Emmett is not going to finish the way he started. He started with 4 wides on the trot. But this time he started with a wicket. So wicket number 8.
Yeah, Jevor Royal has to go looking for runs here.
No, wicket number 9, I beg your pardon.
So ball skied into the air. Fielder comes around. Waited a long time. And in the end, another wicket goes down. 146 for 9.
Well, what goes up don't always come down. The lights are up and they're not down. They're not coming down. But that ball had to come down. Gravity was not going to hold it up there. I guess the batter was praying for it to stay up there, but it was not to be. Wicket number 9. They're in danger of being bowled out here. So, and I think I'm in danger of not getting the 155 that I predicted. Emmet is a much, much better bowler than that. He's not going to let the number 11 batter come in and score 9 runs from him. I don't think so.
So Roman Reyes, the former Pakistani international, comes to the middle. Terence Hines has maintained strike. And he drives this one up to long off. Roman Reyes will be the man on strike. He gets an early induction to facing Riyad Emirates. And the Emirates has picked up a couple of wickets, Ivor.
Yes, he came back well. This is his last over, number 4, because he was way off the mark. Now I enjoyed him, but at least we would have seen the opener, Johnson Charles. He would have gone for naught.
So 147 for 9. You can see that there, and a play and a miss here by...
And just barely missed. As you can see, the expression on Emmett's face, wondering how in the world that one did not hit the stump.
So after many attempts at the CPL, Ivor Henry, St. Kitts Nevis Patriot got it right this year, huh?
Finally, and thanks to Dwayne Bravo captaincy, we have to give it up to him, because when the team lose, we always blame the captain. I'm not one to say team win and captain lose.
So 3 balls remaining. Roman Reyes on strike. Ball driven into the offside. Could be looking for a couple of runs. Fielder comes around. It appears to be Carrie Pierre. And so 2 more runs. Very important runs here for Clarion County Eagles. Remember, we made the point so many times. The winner here will get a chance to join 2 other teams for a shot at the best net run rate of the 3. And with the news, Florida Scorpions have already clinched the number 1 spot.
So Sampami and Punjab Blues, the winner of this encounter, would join them on 4 points. And you said it quite correctly, net run rate will separate.
So ball high in the air, fielder is coming around, he settles, and he takes a very good diving catch. And that's Carrie Pierre. So the innings comes to a close. It's 149, so 150 will be the target. But Ivor Henry, take a look at the catch there from Carrie Pierre. He ran a long way and held on.
Yes, a shoelace catch. He took it at the shoelaces. Here it is, here it is. And he held on as he hit the ground. So Emmet got 2 wickets in that over, so he did not finish the way he started. He started with 4 wides on the trot, and he ended with a wicket. Began with a wicket in this over and ended with a wicket. And the Titans would have left, the Eagles would have left 2 deliveries on the cards, maybe short of 12 runs. So we'll have a scorecard for you. Topping the batting was Josh Cobbs on 33. Sonny Levine at the top got 25. 17 from Terence Hines and 215. Jonathan Fu and Fuller came in with 15. Extras were very, very helpful. 14 of those. So 19.5. So 1 ball left, not 2. So there were probably 6 runs left on the card. 149 all out. And in the bowling department, we have a few here that's going to look impressive. Emmet at the top. 3.5 overs, 3 for 21, very good. And another 3 wickets for Yannick Correa. He got 3 for 22. And Dutta, 2 for 15, 1 wicket each for Elmer Hutchinson and Navin Stewart. When we come back, 150 would be required for victory. Titans would have to overhaul the Eagles 149 all out. We'll be back.
So welcome back. We're ready for play. Roman Reyes will be the man to come in from the top end of the ground, and you're watching the Clarion County Eagles game, with the Clarion County Eagles having posted 149. 150 exactly is the target. And Roman Reyes starts with a good ball. Cheyenne, the man on strike. And he has come out here with Ryan Patan. And while the two openers are out in the middle, the two people in the come box is myself, Lenny Achaibar, and Sasha Crace. Sasha, welcome to the tournament as it's wind down and as we head to the knockout stage. But we'll have to get through this one, Titans versus Clarion County Eagles. Welcome.
Hello, everyone, and good evening, good morning, good afternoon to everyone at MAQTV.com.
So Roman Reyes, ball heading down the leg side. Has he taken the catch? There's a big appeal. Not all says the umpire, but a great bit of work by the wicketkeeper. It appears to be William Perkins. And that's a diving stop, diving to his left, Sasha.
Yeah, that was an excellent take. There's a lot of noise in the comms box. We got rather excited by that, but as the umpire has signalled, Patan didn't get anything to it, so dot ball from the bowler.
So Roman Reyes would have played at the international level. 9 one-day international for Pakistan, so he would have had to have some bit of playing days for him to be playing international cricket. Not an easy feat, Sasha.
No, you're exactly right. And here he comes.
So ball driven through the offside. That's a lovely shot from Cheyenne, but you will only get a single. Fielder comes around. It appears to be Terence Hines and makes a very good save. That's good fielding.
Yeah, we're in the power play, as I'm sure you're all aware, so only 2 men out in the deep. Everyone else has to be inside the inner ring. And the Titans will look to push the ball through the gap and avoid all the fielders, but at that instance he managed just to pick out Terence Hines.
So Roman Reyes, a couple of good balls so far. Ryan K. Patan comes into strike. Canadian international. We've seen quite a few Canadian in this tournament, as we have seen in the preceding years. And he gets a ball that is well bowled here from the former Pakistani international. This is good bowling here for Roman Reyes.
Yeah, it's a really good start to the Eagles' bowling innings, and he looked like he went to go and field his own bowling, and he has restricted them to yet another dot ball. So, as you say, really good start from the man with the ball in hand.
And the competition this year to decide one of the semi-finalists has really come down to the last game of the group stage. And it's a battle between Clarion County and certainly Titans. And what essentially will happen, Sasha, that team that wins here will be put along with Sam and Punjab Blues.
Yeah, they'll all be fighting it out, all with 4 points. So whoever wins will join the Samp Army and Punjab Blues with 4 points. And as I'm sure you're all aware, as you will know that we've been talking about it all day, it will go down to the dreaded net run rate.
And the other story from the other group, from Group 1, Cavaliers 22 yards have already sealed the spot. A perfect record for them. All 4 matches they've won. And they're sailing high. They're top of the table there, top of the heap. And they're up on 8 points. Patan will get a single. And this has been a tidy over here from Roman Reyes. He hasn't given up much in this over. In fact, only a couple of runs. This has been a very good start here from Roman Reyes. So 1 gone, 2 without loss.
So just 2 runs from the first over for the Titans. As we mentioned previously, they're chasing 150 exactly for the win. You can see now on screen 148 runs to win off 114 balls. And James Fuller comes into the attack. He has an interesting story. He was born in South Africa, raised in New Zealand, and is now playing for Hampshire Cricket Club in England. So he's really seen the world as he's been playing cricket.
Yes, Sasha, we have seen our fair share from players from Europe. The Scottish boys are here. Some of the boys from UK. Some of the men from Ireland. So here is James Fuller. Oh, that's a lovely shot through the onside from Ryan K. Patan. And it went like a trace of bullet. That's a lovely shot for 4.
Yeah, I barely saw the ball there. It was travelling so quickly. That was a lovely shot. Let's see that one more time. And just the one bounce as it travels over the boundary. So Fuller's going to really have to keep it a little bit more tighter in order to keep the Titans below 149, which is the total the Eagles got. And they were all out, which, as we say, is never a good look.
So Fuller, a better ball. And in contrast, Sasha, we saw very tidy, miserly over from Roman Reyes. And you look at this over, for example, in 2 balls, it's gone for 5.
Yeah, we saw Narayan opening the bowling for the Clarion County Eagles, and he started with 4 wides. We couldn't quite believe it in the commentary box. 4 wides to start the second game of day 7 here at the Broward County Stadium. And they did very well to come back from that.
I think you meant Ryan Emmerich. So ball play in a miss, and the ball goes through to William Perkins.
Yes, apologies for that. So many big names here, it's hard to keep track of everyone.
Really, it's been a long tournament. You have been talking from since Monday. I came in on Thursday, so I'm 3 days. I'm 3 days behind you. 7 on the board so far. And Cheyenne would have had a brief stint at the CPL, would have been part of the Barbados Tridents a few years ago. And while he may not have played any of the games there, he probably would have come back with a wealth of information. The ball goes down the leg side, flicked away. A very good stop by the man at square leg. It appears to be Hines. And he picks up a single run. That's a good looking shot from Cheyenne.
Yeah, they're playing the ball really nicely here. You can see it's coming off the bat really quickly, and just using the pace from James Fuller, who has an exceptionally long run-up, we seem to notice. He's right on the 30-yard ring, so 30 yards he has to run up every time he comes in. And I've been told that I know this is a 2020, but during test matches, fast bowlers can sometimes run up to 27 kilometres per day, which is mental.
So he runs into ball to Patan. Patan is, in fact, Cheyenne is still on strike, and he gets a single out towards the onside. Takes the score up to 10 for no loss.
Titans doing well to find the gaps and make the fielders have to run towards it. And they're rotating the strike nicely here. So, as you say, 10 without loss with 1 ball left in the second over.
So Ryan Patan, he's a quality player. We've seen him play that blazing shot through the offside in this over. Oh, a play in the miss, and it goes through to William Perkins. A couple of overs done. The target is 150. It's 10 without loss at the end of 2.
Yeah, I don't think Fuller could quite believe that the ball didn't hit the stumps there. Went straight in between bat and body and missed the top of the stumps very narrowly, but not a bad over from Fuller's start. 8 runs from it. Titans 10 without loss. Time for a quick Mad Hatter tea break.
So Roman Reyes will continue and will come into bowl to Cheyenne. The ball worked up back to the bowler, and there is no run. So we have had very good weather here, Sasha, over the last 7 days. In fact, the first day, was that the day when it rained?
It was, yes, and I did get the blame for that, having just come over from a very cold and wet London. Everyone blamed me for the loss of 1 game on the first day due to the weather. They did manage to make up for it, I believe, on the 2nd or 3rd day. So no games have been lost, but just 1 lost to the television.
So play and trying to go through the onside doesn't go too well. And coming back to fast bowlers and their 30-yard run up. We've seen so many bowlers at the international level, for example. That's where most of the televised game you'll get a chance to watch. And if you would try to do a multiplication and see in an international player's career how many 30 yards he has run in his life, when you add that up,
My head would explode.
it'll be many, many miles of running in cricket. You look at Roman Reyes, for example. Let's say he's running in from let's say 25 yards. Oh, lofted into the onside. He's offering a chance. Oh, fielder has done a bad job judging that. And in the end, a single for Shahan Jahangir.
Yeah, man who was under the ball, Aaron Lilly. And let's watch that again. It hung in the air for a really long time. You could see him waiting. And as you say, just positioned himself really badly. Just went over his head. Don't know if he lost it in the lights or it just stuck in the air a little bit too long for his liking. But yeah, not a great start for Aaron Lilly in the field.
And the ball went so high, the batsmen were able to take 2. So a couple of runs there for Shahan. He settles and waits for Roman Reyes. Roman Reyes has bowled well and might have been disappointed that he wouldn't have picked up the wicket of Shahan. Look at this, down the leg side, and whether or not it came off the bat is gone for 4. And we get the signal from Aditya Gajar indicating to us that the ball would have come off the bat. Let's take a look, and it gone for 4.
Yeah, he did a little hop, skip and a jump when the ball arrived at his feet. And as the umpire signalled, managed to get bat onto it. And just a lovely little dabble down to the boundary underneath our noses.
So good. So a productive shot off the bat of Shayan. They're off to a good start here. They're going a 6 and over. Required 7.7. Not a big score. But you will have to bat and bat well still to get up to 134 from 104 balls. Still some ways to go. Roman Reyes has gone for 6 in the over so far. Not timed well. We'll get a single as the ball goes up towards the short backward square position. And that hands the strike over to Ryan Patan.
Yeah, that was good backing up there from the Eagles. It was a very hard throw at the stumps from James Fuller. And luckily the man behind his throw stopped it from going any further than it needed to. Here you go, watch again. Wasn't far off the stumps and looked like it could have been a run out. You could see the bowler, hands on his head. He was hoping that was going to hit bang on the stumps.
So the action continues here. We're into the twilight time here as darkness is going to come soon. And the lights in all its glory here at the central Broward Park. A lovely sight to watch. And later on, Sasha, another couple of hours here, it will be engulfed in darkness. Into the offside, into the hands of the man, a short mid-off. And Ryan Patan is gone. It's 17 for 1.
Yeah, Roman Rees really deserved a wicket there. He got dropped on his second ball of the over, I believe, and was obviously very disappointed. So to come back for the last ball of his over for the wicket that he so desperately wanted, he'll be over the moon. And it was a good catch. Looked like it maybe hit him a bit hard on the hand, maybe touched a finger on the wrong place. But in the end, a catch is a catch, and as long as he's not injured, the Eagles will be over the moon for the breakthrough. And they have broken the opening partnership after just 17 runs from it.
So Sunil Narayan comes up with an easy catch. And so the first wicket goes down that of Ryan Patan. They're batting a 17 for 1, still requiring 133 from 102 balls.
MAQ Group is a real estate investment company. Our goal at MAQ Group is to provide you with the expertise and service you need to do business in today's complex market. More information visit MAQgroup.com.
So Royal comes into the attack. Oh, into the hands of the man at cover. Look at that. All the ease in the world. Very soft dismissal. And couple of wickets in just the space of 2 balls. Royal, a perfect start to his bowling spell. Cheyenne is gone. It's 17 for 2, Sasha.
Yeah, that was, as you say, a very soft wicket. He literally played it straight into the fielder's hands. And that was just a little bit of catching practice for the Eagles there. Javor Royal, he was banned after pitch tampering. And so the last game the Eagles played, he was not allowed to play. So after the 1 game break, he comes back and strikes with his first delivery.
Yeah, ball may have held up in the pitch. He's a leg spinner, so he may have gotten a little bit of turn. And in the end, look at that, a couple of wickets to have fallen. We've seen a wicket fall on the last ball of Roman Reyes over. And now, essentially, we've seen a wicket here by Royal. Perfect bowling start, straight into the hands of number 20. And in the end, a couple of wickets to have fallen here. So Wijaratne comes out to the middle. And he will join Utley as 2 batsmen who haven't faced the ball here, Sasha.
Yeah, so the Eagles themselves are on a hat-trick. No bowler in particular, but 2 in 2 balls. And they'll want to see if they can get one of these new batters out. As you say, both of them haven't faced a ball, so almost starting again, the Titans. They managed to restrict the Eagles to 149, which I would have said was slightly below par.
So Royal continues to the former Canadian captain, Wijaratne. He plays it up towards the onside, and there is no run. So perfect start to the bowling spell here from Royal. Would have picked up a wicket off his very first ball. And this one turned into the onside, and so Wijaratne is off the mark with 1, Sasha.
Yeah, it's a good start for the Eagles here. After 3.3 overs there, they've restricted the Titans to just 18 runs and the loss of 2 wickets. They, as we say, the Eagles didn't get a huge total, so this is the perfect start for them in order to defend 149.
So the action continues here. We've seen a lot of good cricket during the course of this series. And while we haven't seen 100, we've seen some tall scores by some quality players around the circuit. Leading that list, of course, is Jaskran Malhotra with some 86 runs. And would have just surpassed not too long ago Nitish Kumar's 84.
Yeah, and speaking of big scores, the big man himself, Rakeem Cornwall, scored. Is that out? Is that caught and bowled? I believe it is, and that is fabulous from Javor Royal. Look at him, he is over the moon with that, and that was a really neat take, wasn't it?
Good caught and bowl. He needed no one to account for Utley. And so another wicket goes down. Titans struggling here. They're batting at 18 for 3. Take a look at that. Just a reflex action. And in the end, Javor Royal comes up with a brilliant catch. Couple of wickets in this over, and there's still 1 ball remaining, Sasha.
Yeah, this is a disaster for the Titans. They were looking pretty good after getting the Eagles out for 149 and all out as well. So bowled really well, but we're seeing a little bit of a collapse here, and we're only in the 4th over. So Titans are going to need to have these 2 men stay at the crease for a long time, really. There's a lot of balls left in their innings. So still not impossible to reach the score, but they're making it harder for themselves with these 3 wickets down so early on. Two batsmen just having a little word with each other, probably telling one another not to do anything silly too early on, as some others have done so far. But that was a brilliant caught and bowl from Royal. As we say, he missed the last game, and he has come back really strong here.
Yeah, he's a quality bowler. He's played first class level in the Caribbean, so he joins a whole host of other Caribbean players who have made the trip once again here to South Florida. The ball defended here by Kashif Ali, so that completes a very good over here from Javor Royal, in which he picked up a couple of wickets. It's 18 for 3.
As you can see, current run rate is a lot lower than the required run rate, so Titans are going to really need to pick it up here as we take a short break. And here we have the Mad Hatter collection. We've got the Tranquil Tea, the Urban Myth, and the Third Eye Chai. What would be your favourite if you had to decide out of the three?
Maybe I'll go with the Third Eye Chai.
I'm not a coffee drinker, so I'd have to go for the Tranquil Tea. So here comes Fuller bounding in for his second over. And good start to it. It's just going to be the single. Wijaratne just plays the ball back into the ground, bouncing over onto the onside. And just the single, as I mentioned. Takes a while for Fuller to get back to his mark, doesn't it? As we mentioned before, he has a very long run up. But he's a tall bloke, so I'm sure it doesn't take half as many steps for him to do it than you or I.
Yes, Sasha. Let's do some calculations here.
Oh God.
Mental calculations. So, for example, you take a bowler like Shoaib Akhtar from Pakistan, and the reason I'm taking him as an example, he ran a long way in. They call him the Rawalpindi Express. Not only he ran from far, but he ran very quickly in. But let's talk about the distance. So it is said that he bowled in his test career 8,163 balls. Maybe Nilesh can help us here, as he's at the back of the box, so you can have his calculator out. So Nilesh, if Shoaib Akhtar bowled 8,163 balls, and he ran for about 30 yards running in, I'm pretty sure he ran longer than that on some occasion, for example at a big Australian ground. So if he ran in on average 32 yards, and he's bowled 8,163 deliveries, I wonder how many yards he has really run.
244,890.
Wow, unbelievable run from a man like Shoaib Akhtar, who's bowled over 8,000 balls in Test cricket and ran about 30 yards. And not forgetting those, let's say he would have run in when he bowled a no ball or a couple of wides.
Exactly right. And Fuller's had a good over so far. That was the fourth delivery. And he's restricting these batters to, I think, just the single from it so far. So 131 to win off 92 balls. Titans are currently 19 for 3. And Ali, the new man in the middle, he's going to take his strike again. He's faced 4 deliveries so far and no runs as of yet. But here comes Fuller again to Ali.
So ball that is attempted to drive here is Kashif Ali, doesn't go well. And Sasha, you look at James Fuller. Look when he gets to the top of his mark, he makes. Here we go. We'll take a look at this replay here. Ball outside the often, a big drive here from Kashif Ali, doesn't go well, and it goes through to Perkins. But let's take a look when he gets to the top of his mark. A traditional turn, a traditional run-in as a typical English fast bowler. Here we go. Turns in the distance and runs in. He strides in very nicely, then picks up pace. Here we go and delivers now. And this is lofted into the offside. Fielder getting under it, takes the catch. And Kashif Ali goes, it's 19 for 4. So 4 down for 19 on the board. Well judged catch by the fielder on the offside. And James Fuller picks up 1.
Yeah, he looks really relieved to have got the wicket there. Watch that again. That's gone really high. And Kashif Ali was the man to go. He'd faced 6 deliveries and wasn't able to get a run. So he felt like he had to hit that one maybe when he wasn't quite prepared for it. And because of that, he's got to go.
So 4 wickets down, 19 for 4. It's 131 to win from 90 balls. And they'll be asking 8.7, and they're going at 3.8.
That was a lovely over from James Fuller. One run and 1 wicket. And the Titans are looking a little bit shaky here at 19 for 4. 5 overs down, 1 over remaining in the power play. And Royal, the man with the 2 wickets, comes back into the attack. And that's a lovely strike from Wijeratne. He strikes that really sweetly, and that's gone all the way to the boundary for 4. So after a really tight first over from Royal, he starts with a boundary. And hello, Ivor, how are you today?
I am wonderfully well. Into the night, we're on the lights here at the Broward County Stadium on a Sunday evening. Good to be with you on a Sunday evening. Cricket, lovely cricket.
Yeah, we had a lovely sunset, as we usually do. Lovely pink skies across the horizon. And as you say, we're now getting slightly darker, and the lights are really making a difference here as Royal comes in for his second delivery. And again, that's played really nicely down to the boundary ropes. And that's going to be a second 4 of his over. Only 2 balls bowled and 2 fours from it.
Yes, indeed. He pulled out the booms and went to sweeping and sweeping well. There it is. And in the approved fashion, got it. Got it just over the head.
Apologies if you can hear some noise there. The blinds are being put down, so we're going to struggle to see anything. And Royal in again. He is bowling really nicely. As I said, he's had 2 wickets to his name so far.
He comes, bowls, and he's playing it one down the left side and attempted stumping there. No damage done. We're into over number 6. This is the final of the power play over.
Current run rate is 5.1. They need to really start picking that up to reach the required rate of 8.4 as Royal comes in once more, and that is just pushed away, and they'll get a quick little single for it.
Yeah, pushed up to mid-off, and the scampers through for single. They're not only going to want to keep up that run rate, they're going to have to better that and then some, because remember they're trying to get into the semi-finals. And we know that Florida Scorpions already been there in this group. Samp Army, they're on 4 points. Punjab Blues on 4 points. And we have the Titans and the Eagles. They are on 2 points. Now, the interesting thing is that any one of these teams would join Swamp Army and Punjab Blues on 4 points. But what's going to separate them would be the net run rate. So they would want to overhaul this. That's the Titans at a good clip, but at the same time the Eagles seem to be in the driver's seat at this time and trying to up their net run rate to see if they can join the Florida Scorpions in the playoff.
Yeah, the Eagles only put on the board 149, so not as many runs as they would have liked. But at the end of the power play, the Titans are 29 for 4, and time for a quick break.
MAQ Group is a real estate investment company. Our goal at MAQ Group is to provide you with the expertise and service you need to do business in today's complex market. More information, visit MAQgroup.com.
Well, after that break, we are back with live cricket here from the Broward County Stadium. And this is day number 7. And Sash, you've been here for all of number 7 and still standing.
Just about. Just about.
Just
but
about.
the cricket's been wonderful and we've had a lovely week so far. Still one day to go. Still one match to go today. We've got the first semi-final up later today, so don't go anywhere.
Nope. Well, Carrier, he's going to be on strike. He's going to be facing the bowling of Hines. He's bowling over the wicket. This one is over the shoulder of the batter, and I'm sure he's going to be signaled one for the over, in which you cannot bowl another one unless you're going to be penalized with a no ball.
As we mentioned previously, the target for the Titans is 150 runs. They are currently 29 for 4 and definitely going to need to start hitting the ball around a bit more if they're to reach 150 runs after their 20 overs.
I don't think they'd call a wide down the leg side. They just called the one over the shoulder. So may have got away with one there. This time he's tucking this one off the pads down to the deep backward square leg for a single. They're going to need much more than that. Quick, fast, and in a hurry. The overs are going to be piling on here. They need to get to 150 with overs to spare if they want to be in the reckoning.
Yeah, exactly right. And the bowlers for the Eagles so far have been really economical. They've been keeping it really tight, and all the fielders have done their jobs really nicely as well. Just saw the likes of James Fuller, who has been bowling and fielding very well so far in this innings. Terence Hines, the man with the ball, he comes in for his third delivery. And a swing and a miss.
Yes, he went down the wrong line. The intent was good. He needs to whack it out of the park, but he went straight down the wicket, but the ball was always outside the off stump and held its line, taken there by the wicket keeper. So a dot goes into the scorer's book. They're going to try to avoid as many of those as they can if they want to be in the reckoning. Titans, let's hope that's not going to be the Titanic sinking.
Great film, that. One of my favourites. But let's hope we don't see anything of the likes of that here today as Terence Hines come bounding in again.
And bowled him!
No, the stumps haven't come off. So, lights are on, but we directly...
Bails, yeah, the bails, those grooves are too deep, and that's been happening here all competition.
Yeah, he just dabbed the ball onto his own stumps, but as we saw, bails didn't come off until the throw came in from Perkins, trying to get the run out there, but he was well in his crease, as you can see, puts his foot down there, just before the ball hits the stumps, and Hines, disappointed not to get the wicket there, and Weejarakni lives to fight again.
Did the ball actually hit the stump, or it just hit the turf near the stumps and the lights came on?
Another swing and a miss.
Yeah, effort delivery there by Hines, and the batsman was swinging long before. You see, they try to get to 150, but they have to watch the ball. Keep your eyes on the ball. You can play proper cricketing shots as Cornwall would have done. People thought that Cornwall must have been slugging to get to 63 from, 18 deliveries? No, he was not slugging. It was just easy peasy, proper cricketing shots. Even the one that he got out from, he didn't get the elevation, but it was caught on the boundary. But it was just an easy, well-timed push, but went straight to the man. This time, this one moving away from the batter. I don't think he's seeing well. We're on the lights here because he's withdrawing himself from the ball rather than going to the ball, Sasha. That's not a good way to make connection.
Yeah, Terence Hines finishes his first over, none for one. So really tight over there, really good from Terence Hines. And we've seen really good bowling from all of the bowlers so far for the Eagles. Titans 30 for 4 off 7 overs. And the pressure is building on these batters. The bowlers are doing really well. And I don't know if we're going to see any wickets in this over from Narayan, but with the pressure building, these batters might end up doing something they'd rather not.
And what a time for Narayan to come on in. Just one run coming from the previous over. You know, Narayan will try to better that. And one way to do that is to bowl maiden. Better yet, if he's going to be amongst the wickets. So Narayan with a bushy hairdo. He's normally with that mohawk, but not that tall. So for some reason he has a A lot of bush on his head. Outside the off stump, and again he's withdrawing and trying to punch it to the offside. They attack him with a slip. So there's a man in the catching position there, keeping company with the wicket keeper.
Yeah, having a little bit of a joke down there, it looks like.
Yes, I think they're in control of this one. This time this one follows the batsman, the toujours. Plays it in the onside and takes off for a single.
Yeah, singles are absolutely fine for the Eagles at the moment. 119 runs to win, and singles are not going to get them there, I'm afraid.
Not at this rate. But there's still time yet. It's early days yet. We've just gone past the power play. We're into over number 8. But they'll have to swing that willow. And there it is again. That one is leaving that. There's a miss on the point. And it's running slowly out towards the boundary. They're going to run a relaxing 2. Throw comes in 1 bounce to the keeper.
2 runs for the Titans there. Wijeratne 13 off 13. And Yannick Correa, he is 3 off 5.
Yes, the Eagles have them here in a tight grip. This time he's sweeping, and it is not for the first time he has played that shot. He's going to get just 1. Because the thing about that, even though the ball would have gone very close to the boundary ropes, he was down on 1 knee, he was on the back foot, sweeping. So he had to get out of his stance to run the first run, and by the time he would have done that, the second was off the cards.
Titans 34 for 4, 2 balls left of Narayan's first over. He's been... Oh, and he's bowled him!
Bowled him! Backing away again and trying to make room. I don't know if he's looking for tenants. He's looking for room.
That was a lovely ball by Narayan there. And as we were saying earlier, the pressure's been building for these 2 batters. And Correa just tried to, as you say, give himself room to play it onto the offside and left himself too much room. And the ball goes straight through onto the stumps. And this time the bails do come off.
It was a nothing shot, really. He wouldn't have gotten much for that. There's a slip in place. The wicketkeeper standing up, lurking around, and he's just trying to get it away from his stumps. But he didn't play it with any sort of confidence. They're falling apart here. The Titans are halfway down, 5 wickets down, trying to get to 150. And by the look of things here, they're going to really, really struggle to get anywhere close to the 150 that is required to win. As a matter of fact, on your screen at the bottom, you can see 116 to get from 73 balls. And that's not going to be easy with Narayan just in his first over.
34 for 5. Yeah, the Titans are having a bit of a collapse here. And 150 didn't sound like a huge amount for them to get, especially in 20 overs with their batting lineup. But sometimes it's the smaller scores that put a lot of pressure on you. You feel like you can get there, no bother. And as soon as a couple of wickets go, it suddenly becomes a little bit more testing.
Well, this is a local boy, Omar Williams. He's a good batter. He normally opens the batting in the local competition here. But he's batting at number 7. He's coming in at number 7, which plays a forward defensive shot to Narayan, showing him the respect. But he can hit a long ball. I think this first time he's getting in the tournament. He's been being left out for all of the previous matches, but he is a good batter. That's Omari Williams. Local nickname would be Bigger. Maybe it's a good time to get a break at this time, maybe?
13th US Open Cricket 2021 Fantasy Sports. Create your Dream 11 and win exciting prizes. Log in www.usopenfantasy.com.
So here we are in the 9th over of the second game of day 7, the last group game before we get to the semi-finals. And Titans have fallen to 34 for 5 chasing 150 runs. And Terence Hines bounding in for his second over, and that is played up in the air, and there is a man there, and that's going to be caught. So Wijarakni was going nicely, 14 from 14. Terence Hines comes into the attack, and he tries to just use the pace from him to push it down to the boundary, and is caught. So having said Titans 34 for 5, they're now 34 for 6.
Yes, and that's his first delivery of his first over.
Second over.
Of his second over. Okay, the scoreboard is a little behind here. We beg your pardon.
He was really tight in his first over, just leaking 1 run from it. And he has now got a wicket with the first ball of his second over. And it looks like Kerry Pierre is the next man in for the Titans. He's going to need to do something pretty special here.
Well, the batters would have crossed with that last wicket. So Maui Williams comes on strike. He's yet to score. He faced just that one delivery from Narayan, the last delivery of the last over number 8. 34 for 6. And, I think the Eagles would have had the Titans in a vice grip at this time. They've got to get out of the shackles. They're going to be depending on Maui Williams at this time. And he gets on top of that, plays a lovely shot, but there's a man at the deep point position, and he gets off the mark with 1.
115 to win off 70 balls. The Titans, as you say, really need to do something here in order to make it a little bit more respectable. But you have to give credit to the Eagles bowlers. They've done a really good job so far, restricting them to just 35 runs in the 9th over.
Yes, I mean, I was in awe when Perkins, and the other latter batters were batting. They seem to have been taking the time. There was not in any hurry. But I guess this one is down the leg side, and the batsman is going inside and trying to turn it around the corner. Misses, taken by the keeper. But out comes the arms of the umpire down the leg side, a spear up on one knee. Remind us of Kalishwan in 1975 World Cup when Lilly and Thompson and the others were bowling to him in the first World Cup.
So wide delivery for Terence Hines, and here he comes in again. Pushed down onto the leg side, and the keeper is making chase. The batters are running nicely in between the wickets, but I believe it's just going to be a single there, and Pierre moves on to 1 off his 1 deliveries. Titans 37 for 6. As you can see there on the bottom of the screen, it's been a good over from Terence Hines so far. In his second over, he's gone for 1 for 3. And let's see if he can keep it as economical as he has done so far. Amari Williams, man on strike. He's 1 off his 2. As you say, local boy. He's going to want to show himself as the local hero, maybe. Played really late at that ball. Went straight past the bat and then plays a shot, but a bit late for that. And good bowling from Hines.
Yeah, kept a little lower than he anticipated, because we would have seen him bowling some effort deliveries going over the shoulder, being the call 1 for the over by the umpire. So I guess Amai would have looked at those previous deliveries and would have thought that he would have got a little bit of height in it, but that's a good delivery. Probably would have taken pace off of it and would have fooled the batter. That's what you need to do. Bowlers need to outthink the batsman. Comes in rather chest on. This time he's getting the outer portion of the bat. He's running down to the third man area, and they pick up a single.
So 1 ball left in Terence Hines' second over. He's gone for 1 for 4 now, and he has got some lovely stats going on. He'll be really pleased with this. Titans have lost 6 wickets so far, and both men pretty new to the middle. Carrie Pierre yet to get a run. He's faced 1 ball.
Yeah, he has done really well in the bowling department, but now he's been asked to wheel the willow, and he has got to do so quick, fast, and in a hurry. This time he's covering up, but can't score.
Big appeal there from the Eagles. Thought they got the man, but nothing from the umpire. So Carrier stays in the middle, and the Titans 38 for 6 off 9. Let's just watch that one more time.
Ball pitches way outside the leg stump.
I think it looked quite high as well.
Yeah, but it's dead on pitching outside the leg stump, so no need to go any further. Cameraman who's replaying that would just abort it right there and then.
Time for a quick break. So Narayan back into the attack. He's also got some great figures, 1 for 4 of his first over. And that one is played nicely, but just a single from it. And Lily, the man, doing the fielding there.
Yes, so Narayan has not been amongst the wicket in bags, but he have held his own. They've given him the respect, and sometimes in 2020 cricket, that's all you need. You need someone to just keep things and keep the batters in check. This one is coming off the outer portion of the bat. There's runs here. 1, they're turning for 2, and pair. The throw was a bit off the mark, but in the end, it was achieved quite comfortably.
Yeah, batters running for 2 there, put pressure on the fielder, and paid off. He did a slightly wayward throw back, and yeah, back safely as Pierre faces up to Narayan again. This time played onto the leg side, and thought about 2 for all of a millisecond, and decided to stay where they are, just a single. So a little bit more expensive from Narayan, but nothing to worry them, no boundaries as of yet. And he has 3 remaining deliveries in his second over.
Yes, there was a good bit of feeling there. He started off being 2. That's what the batters were thinking. This time he's bowled him. And Mar Williams playing back to 1 that should have come forward to, and he was outdone by Narayan. He was outfoxed, and he was wondering where in the world did that come from. You'll see that in replay in a minute. He outfoxed him there. Here it comes. And he's like, oh, wonder what would have happened. He's like, I'm so surprised. How did that happen?
Yeah, it was a lovely ball from Narayan. Hit top of the stumps, knocking the bails clean off. And Amari Williams, the man to head back to the sheds. He got 3 off 6. And Titans having an absolute nightmare of a time. They're 42 for 7.
Yeah, Amari's put on some weight there. He seems as if he would have been eating a little bit too much from the Thanksgiving into the Christmas season. Now, there it is, and it's an embarrassing look. It's an embarrassing look, but you've got to go. Lights, and this time the bails came off. And in cricket, you just need to have the 1 bail off.
So Narayan now 2 from 8, and still 2 deliveries left in his over, his second over. He'll be really keen to strike again here, I'm sure. So Nathan Stewart, beef stew as he has on the back of his shirt, number 25. He is joining Pierre at the crease, and the Titans are going to need him to do something pretty epic here if they are going to get anywhere near the target of 150.
Yes, well, he's a lower order all-rounder. He would have bowled, and now they're going to ask him to wheel the willow. But if he's to get anywhere close to the 150, he's got to start now. But look who is on the ball. Navine, and beaten outside the off stump. Taken cleanly there by the wicket keeper. And Navine has come back good. 2 for 8 from this last delivery. Would make 2 overs. Settles in now, and this time he's trying to work this one into the onside. Got a bit of an edge onto it. End of a good over, and at the end of it we have 42 for 7, end of 10. And it's a good time to have comment change, and thank you, Sasha. And we'll have the doc. He'll be coming to join me here. we can have Lenny have his Mad Hatter tea. Let actually midfield come on in the come box for a few.
Welcome back. Titans reeling at 42 for 7. Stewart on 0 and Pierre on 3. Every single bowler employed by the Eagles, they have had a wicket to their name. As Royal comes left arm around the wicket and beats him completely, gathered by the keeper. The spinners have had some perches on this track with a little bit of a bounce, and they have taken full advantage of that. Tries the reverse sweep this time, and the appeal for leg before.
Must have hit him outside the off stump. We have a look at that. And he tried for the switch hit, and I think it would have been outside of his leg stump.
Yes, Avik Gangopadhyay was not interested.
Yes, he's still a left-hander. Even though he would have turned for the switch hit, that ball was pitched outside the leg stump. This time he's cutting, and he's cutting well. Let's see if he's going to get beyond the boundary. I would think so. He must have been on the ropes, but the umpires are satisfied that the ball was not anywhere close to him. So we're going to be losing Lenny Archibald. He has got to be taking a flight back to, and we're looking back to New York City. I thought some portion of his body would have been touching the ground, but there's a lovely off-driven stroke here, and again some good footwork in the deep. So the boundary riders are doing their job. They're preventing the ball from going beyond the boundary ropes or into the boundary rope. But it was interesting, the one before that, would have seen on replay when he would have his body was on the line, and we're not sure from our advantage point that he was touching any part of the ropes with ball touching him.
The run rate, Ivor climbing to 11 per over now, as Royal is trying to adjust his field, particularly on the offside, as the fielder from point is moving a bit towards extra cover.
Well, down the leg side and Pace turning this one off his legs, round the corner. They're going to need much more than that. They're going to need at least 2 boundaries and over. That would keep them, at least in the hunt. But there's still a long way from 150. We're into over number 11. And they have not yet reached to a landmark 50, 47 for 7.
That's right. And at least a boundary or a 6 every over generally tends to dilute the tension for the batsman. But that has not been coming that easily as the spinners continue to take charge.
Well, Warrior left arm round in a portion of the bat as he tried for an off drive, but gets a single nonetheless as over number 11 comes to an end. Royal has gone for 17 from his 3 and would have taken up 2 weeks along the way. So at this juncture, we are going to take a break. So we're going to turn it over to Master Control.
MAQ Group is the real estate investment company. Our goal at MAQ Group is to provide you with the expertise and service you need to do business in today's complex market. More information, visit MAQgroup.com.
We're back. Welcome back. And now I am to continue outside the off stump. That one again, the Doujra going away from the batsman, and he gets a single. Came out of the middle. Doc, they're going to need much more than these poles that they're planting.
Yes, at the moment, but Sunil Narayan is standing in between reaching 150 as they are reeling at 49 for 7. Sunil right arm around the wicket as he bowls, and he's appealing for leg before, but that time it seemed the ball was going down the leg side, and umpire Jermaine Lindo did not seem interested. Ivor?
Not at all. Well, interested enough to say no. He told Narayan, not this time. You have to go and come again outside the off stump. This one is holding its line and he's punching into the offside for a single. And another pole is planted into the ground. They're going to need some fence. They need fences around those poles.
Sunil has been quite tight in his bowling as he's this time switching over to right arm over the wicket. You can look at his ball and he's getting good bounce from this wicket. And this time he completely outfoxes Stewart with that clever delivery of his. He tends to hide the ball behind his body and allows the batsman to see at the very last moment. So you really have to be very careful when you face Sunil Narayan.
Yes, well, the 50 comes up, and prior to that was swing and a miss, and that's a proper test cricket shot. And Narayan seemed to be very pleased with that. He had a big smile on his teeth, showing all of his 32 in his mouth. Oh, my word. This time he's coming forward, getting the outer portion of the bat. It goes into the offside, cover sweeper comes in, and can't get two. They will be happy to get one at the end of over number 12. It's going to be 51 for the loss of 7 wickets.
And Ivor, Sunil Narayan economical as ever. In his 3 overs, he has given away only 11 runs and grabbed 2 wickets. And every single bowler has been in the wicket column.
Yes, in that last over, he would have bowled 3 dots and 3 singles. And Royal, I'm sure he's going to continue. He's going to finish his 4 in 20 overs. You're allotted 4 overs per bowler. In other words, no bowler can bowl more than 4 overs for a spell. So it comes left arm round. This time he's playing the French cut. The inner portion of the bat went perilously close to the leg stump. But he lives to fight on. 51 for 7.
The run rate climbing over 12 and over now.
Yes, but the worries for them is that they would have lost some 7 wickets. This time he's trying to go hard on this one, getting the bottom portion of the bat. Trickles out to Narayan, who is feeling up in the onside, in the short fine leg, up in the circle. So this brings pair, the left-hander on strike. Partner strippers really struggled uphill to 10. Down the leg side, he's working this one nicely off the legs, but can't get no more than 1 as the deep backward square leg comes in. Send the throw into the wicket keeper.
However, the Eagles will absolutely have no problem conceding those singles and twos. What they need is 4s and 6s to have any chance of reaching the 150 mark.
Yes, well, the winner of this match is going after him here, and he's going to get 1. They're thinking 2, and they will get it comfortably in the end. And we've yet to see a boundary for quite some time now, Doc.
Yeah, this pair has been struggling. Stewart with 6 of 10 deliveries and Kari Pierre 10 of 12. An acceleration of some sort has to be coming in. And I see this ball ballooning up in the air. The bowler is going after it and he's right underneath and grabs it for a caught and bowled. So Royal gets 1 more wicket under his belt as the Titans sink to 55 for 7 now.
Yes, so Stewart goes for 6 from 10. He has taken him out of his misery. Royal would have done that because he was struggling on 6 from 11. 55 for 8. And here's the replay as the ball goes up into the night sky and was taken by the bowler. Needed no assistance there. So they're falling apart. And this is exactly what the Eagles needed. One of these team, the winner, would be joining Stamp Army and the Punjab Blues. All would be on 4 points. So the separation has got to be net 1 weight to join the Florida Scorpions.
We say hello to Mr. Vinod Mamchan, who is sitting alongside us behind the glass, taking a tea break, I imagine.
Mad Hatter tea break. Yes, indeed.
I wish Vinod would ask me if I want to share that cup of tea with him, but no luck so far from Mr. Mamchan. As we see Royal bowl his last over, right, left arm around the wicket, and he tucks it away to short mid-wicket and amble across for an easy single.
Yes, indeed. There was a cricket delivery, and he's having a word with Pierre as to say, how did you play that one? I really speared that one into the stump, but you got the better of me. And they're still having words, but you know what Pierre is saying? Listen, the only person I'm interested in right now is Mr. Hutchinson. You have all of 11 fielders out here to talk to. The umpires have his partner. My partner is Mr. Hutchinson, so you can keep your conversation to yourself, sir.
Mr. Hutchinson will have to deliver a lot more to have any chance, which at the present time 42 balls and 94 runs is the equation. More than 2 runs a ball, as we see the next delivery, and he punches it to long off and they walk across for a single. This is Sunil Narayan's last over, and his guile and his craftsmanship is at display as we see him bowl here from the commentator's end.
Well,
he's taken 2 for 12, Ivor.
Yes, well, Pierre has exposed Elmore Hutchinson to Narayan. 5 deliveries left in his last over. And he's bowled him, knocked him over.
As you see that the ability of this superb spinner from the land of Trinidad, as he completely outfoxed Elmore Hutchinson with the ball coming in and disturbing between middle and leg stump. What a delivery that is. Bowling of the highest quality here at the US Open, as Sunil Narayan has been displaying his spin talent.
Yes, like we said, he would have exposed them to 5 deliveries to Narayan. Pierre's been there for some 14 deliveries. He would have had a good look at Narayan, but he exposed him, took a single off the very first delivery. You cannot refuse the single, so I'm not faulting Pierre for that. But I just thought that with Narayan in his last over, and he's really on top of things, I didn't think that Hutchinson really had a chance. I think a snowball had a better chance of surviving in hell. Emmet, last minute, and he will have to entangle with Sunil Narayan for 4 deliveries, unless he gets off the mark immediately. But Pierre is giving him the instructions and telling him, just survive this one, or get me on strike, get me on strike. I can do it. I think he's probably saying, we can do it, we can do it.
Well, 9 wickets down, and interestingly, every single bowler is in the wicket column. And Narayan and Royal are tied at 3 wickets each, as Narayan has 4 more deliveries in this over to grab his 4th wicket, as Emrit comes into bat. He's covering his middle stump and just plays a defensive stroke on the offside.
And I always refer to Emmet as the official captain of the St. Kitts Nevis Patriot team, the champions in the CPL. Well, Narayan for sure he cannot get a 5-4 in this inning, because only 1 wicket left. This time he's sweeping from outside the off stump, so he seems to have the measure of Narayan with that one.
That was that off-spinning delivery that Narayan bowls so intelligently. The ball coming from behind the back, allowing the batsman very little time to react. And that is what makes Sunil such a wizard in his spin department. 2 more deliveries to go. Yes. Right arm around the wicket to the southpaw. And that one came into the batsman as he tried to nudge it on the offside.
Yes, he went in with that ball, resting his hand, resting on the back of his leg. And, you know, it's in clear view of us here in back of him. But the bowler sees nothing of that ball until you can look at it here. It's behind him, it's behind him. Now he sees it as he delivers it. And that one is wondering how that one was not bowled. Going to be probably a bye.
Sunil was just wondering how come it did not dislodge the bails.
Leg buys, signal there by umpire Lindo. And I'm really going to credit umpire Jermaine Lindo. He has concentration can't done. He has been here from day one. He have done most of the matches, and he have not wavered. So I have to take a bow and say, Mr. Jermaine Lindo, take a bow. We have one more day left. All of 3 more matches left in this tournament. The first semi-final comes up right after this game. Going to go a little late this evening.
I think besides the obvious that you stated, all the umpires in this tournament have been quite exemplary. Obviously, we are playing in Florida under floodlights, and there are situations when certain decisions can be quite tricky, but the umpiring has been of a very high standard.
Yes.
As Aaron Lilly, he is going to flex his arm for his first over, right arm around the wicket, and that one is tucked away to short fine leg, and they come across for a single, and they move on to 60 for the loss of 9 wickets. It would seem to be a foregone conclusion now, Ivor.
Yes, indeed. If I was a betting man, I'll say that the Eagles would be home high and dry with this one, as the Titans have struggled their way to 60 for 9. And we're just pulling this one into the mid-wicket region for a single.
Yes, with the current run rate 4.3 and the required rate 14, that seems to be a tall ask with only 1 wicket in their hand at the moment. So it's only a matter of time as he just places that ball wanting to play it on the offside, but ends up pushing it back to the bowler.
Page whipping this one off the legs for a single. As the mid-wicket comes in and prevent 2. But it's a left-right combination at the wicket at this time.
However, I have felt that in this entire tournament, the spinners have really dominated quite well, whether it be a right-arm leg spinner or the left-arm spinners. But the purchase that they have had with the bounce has been quite good and allowed them to grab more wickets.
Yes,
Ivor?
indeed. Yes, indeed. That was a good sliding save down there in the wide long off position. As the last ball comes up, and he's pulling this one from outside off stump, taken cleanly by the keeper, but no damage done as over number 15 comes to a close. And yes, I'm in agreement with you, but we'll just probably take a break at this time, and we'll speak off air. So we're going to have Kumar, another new bowler, because Narayan would have finished his spell from this end. And Pace goes on the back foot and he's hitting this one out to the cover sweeper, cutting away for a single. So we have not seen a boundary in quite some time. I think they've given up. They're just going through the motions.
Yes, the runs are drying up, the boundaries are drying up, and it doesn't look good for the moment. As this time he hoists this one over mid-wicket fence for a 6. That one was short, outside the leg stump. He took his time, and as you see on the replay, Ivor, it was hoisted beautifully. And you just said we haven't seen a 6, and maybe, Ivor, they wanted to please you.
Well, indeed. I like that. Let's get on with it. And if you were to look at the wagon wheel, you'll see that Emmett would have scored all his runs in the onside. And he started off that way, sweeping Narayan from around the corner. He goes again, and this time he misses. Let's see. I don't think he got it on the edge. We'll see the signal from German. I think that it's going to be buys. Yes, indeed, the wicketkeeper. 2 was undone.
Yes, Nitish fooled not only the batsman but the keeper as well, and they got 1 by.
But the thing he's trying to say came off from the underarm of Emmet, and this time a swing and a miss. So it must have been 2 buys because Emmet is back on strike. Did they win? I didn't look. Well, Emmet is into double figures, 10 from 8, so he's going at a good clip. This time he's hitting this one in the air. The short mid wicket is running after it, and he does not get there on time. He did not arrive on time. He arrived a few minutes late. Thus, we're still, when I said we, Titans are still searching for wicket number 10. They're in danger of being bowled out here, but these 2 are weathering the storm. Oh, this one is the French cut. He's wondering how he was not bowled. Gonna get some ones here, possibly 2. They've settled already for 2. So when the Eagles batted, they would have left 1 ball on the hut there. 1 ball was remaining when the inning was closed with all 10 wickets. Could it be a first time we're going to see all 10 wickets in this tournament, all 20 wickets in this tournament?
Highly likely.
It's
it would
highly
seem.
likely. I don't see them batting out another 24 deliveries, but with Sun and Orion done and dusted, one never know. But that'll be real painstaking.
Yes, following the completion of this game, however, we're going to have the first semi-final.
Yes, indeed, and we can see they're off camera, but from my advantage point, we can see teams over there warming up. One of the teams, I'll say, and that team is the Cavaliers. 22 yards. Yes, I can see the uniform. The 22 yards. They are warming up on the sidelines. They are already in. They have not lost the match. As a matter of fact, Pace working this one in the onside for a single. They're presently on 8 points, so they have played 4 matches and they would have won all. Followed by the USA All-Stars. The USA went down to the Cavalier 22 yards.
Aaron Lilly.
Yes, that's... Oh, and this time
Aaron Lilly is
really adjacent. And again, trying to work it into the onside. He would have reviewed that because he looked at the bottom of his bat. So we would have realized for the first time 20 wickets in a match would have been taken. And the innings closed on 78 from 16.3 overs. A win by 72 runs. Here it is. And he played right across it. Right across it. And he's looking at the bottom of his bat. Or he's looking to say, bat, you did fail me. But whatever it is, it's done and dusted. So we have a scorecard. Not looking very healthy, but Pear stayed not out on 18. He's the top scorer in the inning. Followed by Wayne, what's his name there? YJ Ratney, he got 14 from 15. We have Cheyenne, 11. And Emwet, last out LBW to Lily for 12. We had 5 extras along the way.
And as you look at the bowling figures, all the wickets falling here, all 10 wickets, and every single bowler who bowled has had a wicket or 2. And I'm sorry, I take that back. My apologies. Nitish Kumar did not get one. Race 1 wicket, Fuller 1, Royal 3 for 22, Hines 1 for 4, the star Sunil Narayan 3 for 13, Aaron Lilly grabbing that last leg before wicket 1 for 7 as they were skittled out for 78. And this is the end of the match, and we will be back for the broadcast in a few minutes.
Less than 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. The trophy coming, but I ain't seen Uba. Yeah. Rob, I'm just doing this first and then we'll go there. Right? Yeah. Young man wants to apologize. He said it's very good.
What's that?
Young man, you have right to get rid of him. You want to apologize. Just for that.
Apologize for what?
He was a young man who, young children.
Oh yeah, for the pitch. You know, I mean, you have to move on in life. I mean, you have to move on.
No, it will show a lot.
No, I mean, if he comes out.
No, he wants to. He's right here.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. Absolutely, we should have to. No, yesterday he came to me, wanted to know where the
Alright, so here we go. You come
where the director is.
and you take that camera. You come and give Sunil. Yeah. Come here. 11. Welcome to the post-match presentation here. That was a final preliminary round game, and the Titans just couldn't come up good against the Clarion County. And the reason being, the master spinner was at work. Sunil Narayan, 3 for 12, second man of the match award at this year's tournament, and Rema from MAQ TV will present the award to him. Well, Sunil, you're looking at it from upstairs. You're unplayable tonight.
Yeah, I mean, firstly, I think the guys did well starting batting. So I think it gave us something to bowl at. And I think everyone was eager to play the game, knowing how important the game was. And it says a lot for cricket yet again.
And after a first round loss, to come back, you're now in the semi-finals. And by the way, that semi-finals will start in about half an hour time.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough after playing a game and then playing a back-to-back, especially a semi-final. But after losing the first two games, normally you're out of the tournament. But games went our way, and we did what we had to do, which was win. And thankfully, we did it. And hopefully, into the semi-final, we could get momentum. They didn't play, we play. So let's see which one works out in the favor.
But if I know Sunil Narayan, you're not happy until you get runs.
No, definitely. I enjoy batting, so hopefully this game I could contribute even more to hopefully get a victory. But saying that, I think all the players are giving it their all, and it's tough playing back-to-back, but it's a game of cricket, so you just have to enjoy it and move on.
Well, thanks a lot for being with us, and of course, congratulations.
Thank you.
Well, you've heard it there from Sunil Narayan, the mystery spinner himself, and stay tuned, he will be in action again very soon. We're doing Royal, tell him hold. Royal, come in now. Come down, boy. Well, we have with us here Javor Royal. An unfortunate incident happened a couple of days ago, and it was very big of the young man to ask us, you know, to come on camera and just to speak a little bit about it. Javor, you bowled well today. You were on a one-match ban. You came back 3 wickets.
It's a good feeling, but as I said, I just want to apologize to my fans, my family, the US Cricket Board, the organizer organizing this competition, my teammates. I'm sorry, it's a bad incident on my side, and I just want to apologize.
And of course, looking ahead now, you'll want to put that behind you. It's okay. But looking ahead, you have a semi-final, you're bowling well, probably you're looking to bowl first?
In whichever way the toss goes, whatever we do first, we just got to do it good and do it well, you understand, and come up, try and win the semi-finals.
Think you can go all the way and win this title?
I mean, we have a good team, and once we play together and stick together, we have a good chance, understand?
Well, congratulations and all the best for your future.
Thank you very much, sir.
You've heard it there from Javor Royal. He just wanted to apologize to everyone for that unfortunate situation that occurred 2 days ago.